actually, but actually,
I've been wearing green for both.
It is 7 on the dot.
Mm-hmm. I've been wearing green for both of these streams, and it was entirely accidental.
Okay, we are live.
That's fine. Hi, hello.
Now, let's see.
We're live. How exciting.
Okay, I'm gonna post about this real fast.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can, like...
Put it on the
shoot
socials.
the breeze for a minute or two while people arrive in the chat.
I mean, the whole internet can see my white dad dance moves. His dad's had
rocking
one
it.
too many at the family barbecue, and this is what he starts doing.
The roof has been raised.
Hard. Just mad raving right now.
And now, I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. Did you know that I'm Caucasian?
Gosh!
You? Out of
It's
all
hard to
people.
detect, but if you pay really close attention to the utter lack of soul or rhythm in my movements, you can detect.
And here, I just assumed that everybody on the internet was black. Gosh, wasn't I proven wrong? Immediately, the stream is very spicy, but this is the standard that I like to maintain.
Wow, clearly this is how tough race relations have gotten.
Oh gosh, in the year of our Lord 2077.
20xdx.
Oh gosh, shall we just get into it? Are we still just kind of like chilling? I refuse to look at Twitch while we're actually doing it because I will fall apart. So let me know when there are actually people like listening, and we'll
Okay, well,
yell. So,
okay, it's Twitch says for a brief moment it said there were 0 people watching now, and now it says 5.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
gosh,
Hello, 5 people.
hello 5 people.
Hello.
Man.
Hello
sad.
to each of you individually. You are all cool individually.
And collectively.
Yeah,
And collectively.
You're all delightful. The fact that you're shown up either in the evening or very late in UK time. Thank you very much for coming. I appreciate it. I love you. So, welcome to this stream, graciously hosted by Will Yule / Sailblade. I am Nathan Blades. I will be your host for this evening and game master. This is a little campaign that I am running in a tabletop RPG system called NetBattlers, the unofficial MegaMan Battle Network RPG, also written by self-same Will Yule. So you can blame him for anything that goes wrong. It's his fault.
I did it.
For those who don't know, and if you don't know, now you know, NetBattlers is a tabletop RPG that is all about kids and teens interacting with artificial intelligence technology in their daily lives. Because cyberpunk dystopias are cool, but also kind of boring. They're really kind of grim and gritty, and are not about that life.
And played out.
Yeah, so instead, let's have some fun in the near future where AI is our friend instead of evil overlords. Also, it's a film noir thing because I like mysteries a whole bunch. If you want to find out more about what this even is, listen to the stream first and then you'll find out. But also, you can get the backstory by watching our previous Session 0 stream, which does a little bit of setup for these other players and their characters. Speaking of these other players and their characters, let's get them all introduced, shall we? We've already introduced Will, so Will, say hi, introduce yourself. What characters are you playing?
Good evening. I'm going to be playing as... I'm
I'm a vampire.
I'm going to be amusing Sam. I'm going to be playing as Philo and Trendafir. Philo, who is a 15-year-old soft boy at Mainframe City Academy. His talents include... I almost said baking, which is wrong. Cooking and dance. No. Include botany and dancing. And he is definitely the team mom. And his Navi is Trendafir, who's a Navi that very much incorporates flowers and sort of ostentatious dance into his operation style, and he is a real charmer, for better or for worse.
Ooh.
Smolder.
Nice. That guy giggling in the background is Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hello.
Introduce yourself.
So my name is Sam. I giggle in the background, and let me tell you about my characters.
Official stream gremlin.
That's why I'm wearing green. Gremlin green. So my net op is named Clarissa. She is an ambitious 13-year-old, a member of the Mainframe City Academy Junior Librarians. Very enthusiastic about libraries and English. Also, thanks to a friend she made in actually a previous NetBattlers one-shot, she has been getting into witchcraft and joined a coven. She is also
so cool.
She is also trying to run for class president and is trying to enlist. You literally just introduced him. Why am I blanking on the name? It's been a very long day for me.
Philo?
Will's character, Philo, as her vice president because he is charming, and that's all you need in politics. And her Navi is Alexandria.exe. She is a basically like a living statue made of living marble. Sort of think of like a classic Greek architecture type of statue. She has like an elegant flowing robe. She's perpetually holding a book. And her personality is somewhat icy, a little bit haughty. She thinks very highly of herself and her intellect. I feel like she embodies kind of the best and the worst of Clarissa pushed to their farthest extremes. So that's my peeps. I should not have said that's my peeps. I'm so sorry, everybody. Let's just Joe say a thing.
I forgive you.
It's okay, Sam. It's gonna keep happening, and we've all accepted it.
And last but absolutely not least, we have Joe on the stream. Hi, hello.
Hello. So, I'm Joe, and the characters I'm playing are Tom and Lumi. Tom is a big dork, sort of literally, as in he'd be on the football team if he wasn't a little bit clumsy. He transferred over to the Mainframe Academy rather recently. Like he was sort of trying to move away from like being known as like just a big tough guy, and he's really been indulging his love of insects and looking at and collecting them, looking at them, reading up on them. But also he can't really get past the fact that he's pretty big, stands out in the crowd. A little bit of history of anger issues, but he's mellowed down, hopefully.
Hopefully.
His Navi is Lumi, which is a short, moth-like Navi. So Lumi is a light bulb element, and as a result, he glows a bit like a neon light, but very faintly. Also, due to he broke his wing a while back, which fractured his chroma key. So he has a tendency to shift colors when nervous. He's he's also very wiry and a bit of a conspiracy theorist.
Oh, okay. That's new detail. Interesting. Into that. And just before we get started, just to kind of reintroduce the setting a little bit, Mainframe City Academy is an incredibly prestigious school in a generic Western country. Which country is it? Well, you don't know, but it's not particularly important. You have no reason to leave. Everything you need is right here. They value the inherent talent in students incredibly highly and will tend to take students on via either entrance exam or scouting them for their specific talents. In this school, the students, which range from 11 to 16, kind of live their lives out like mini adults. The school campus is like a city unto itself, and the lives and conflicts that they lead are very, very similar to your bits of kind of like classic noir or mystery novel. If you've ever watched the cartoon Fillmore or played the video game Danganronpa, but with less murder, this is kind of like that. Or maybe more murder. There's no murder, it's fine.
I expected you to say, or the video game Fillmore, which wasn't very good.
L.A. Noire was okay. That like less gritty, way less gritty than L.A. Noire. But yes,
better face acting too.
Shade. But yes, it's a lot of leaning in on both kind of like shonen anime tropes and noir tropes at the same time. It's going to be very silly, but also very dramatic. Hopefully, you'll be making some difficult choices, solving some puzzles, making some friends, smooching. Who knows? And to kind of cap off the start of the session, we're going to have a little bit of an anime style opening.
Ooh,
So
yes.
I chatted in the session 0. I tasked all of my players with a little bit of homework to go and decide on some certain cues that would show up in this anime opening that I'm going to try and dramatically read without doing a box text voice. Bear with me. So, if we're all ready, let's get started. A shot of Mainframe City Academy at dusk. Lights from the many windows turn on in a chessboard pattern and the camera smash zooms through one window to a vandalized classroom with the chalk outlines of 3 people on the floor. Graffitied on the e-blackboard are the words, "Welcome to the MCA." And now we see shots of our heroes living out their daily lives. Philo.
Yeah, Philo holds a lily like a wine glass as it gleams in the sunlight.
Nice. And Clarissa.
We see Clarissa flipping through a book with a pentagram drawn out on it as the camera sort of dramatically zooms back away from her and she looks up.
Nice. And the camera pans up then to a shot of Tom.
Tom is hunched over a leaf with a magnifying lens. The camera zooms in to show that the bug is actually Lumi, surrounded by stacks of notes. She knocks over.
We then get a first-person view of somebody running down the school corridors, the camera bobbing up and down in desperation, doors slamming open until they stumble into a red and black spiraling void. There is a shot of a girl texting on her PET, her personal terminal, and she looks up and smiles. She closes her eyes as hundreds of red-irised eyes open up in the wall behind her and look at her. And then there's a shot of the gang running up a long flight of stairs. Who's leading the charge?
Probably Claudia.
Yeah,
Just based on who's the most type A.
And Tom stumbling in the back.
Philo is absolutely just trying to, attend to both of them, make sure they're both, going along too far, or okay.
The camera shifts downwards to show their navis running with equal fervor upside down underneath the staircase. Who is lagging behind?
Lumi. Lumi is so small.
Trendafir is absolutely in front, raising a hand forward with a rose as if a sword.
There is as the camera then follows down the stairs and we get like a plunge downwards through a spiral staircase until we reach an outdoor shot with lots of silhouetted figures parading across the screen as placards that say "Vote, vote" spring up from the floor. The shot glitches out as the final silhouette in the parade is replaced with a stack of chairs and desks, which then falls over. And then there's a shot of our heroes doing dope action shots. Let's start with Tom.
Out of the nowhere, a door bursts open as Tom kicks it open. Tom and Lumi tumble onto the screen and soon tumble off.
And then Clarissa.
We have sort of like a rotating shot of Clarissa and Alexandria, their backs to each other. As Claudia rotates into view, she puts a chip in her PET, and as Alexandria rotates into view, a bunch of marble daggers kind of fly up from the bottom of the screen and flutter around her.
And then those daggers fly across the screen, cutting across the path of Philo.
Yeah, Philo is absolutely, kind of tear streaking in his eyes, yells something at the PET, and, camera cuts into that to see Trendafir elegantly raise his arms as rose petals swirl at the screen, growing larger and larger and larger.
Yeah. The rose petals fill the screen as a red background. There's another silhouettes of a dozen or so people who look like various school club captains run across the screen in all directions, and then it slowly pans out to be a snow globe held in the hand of a kid with very, very shiny glasses. 4 more ominous figures raise out of the ground behind them, and the shot shatters to reveal the three of you all posing dramatically. What's your dramatic pose to bring it on home?
Okay.
Oh man.
I'll go first. In front of an elaborate set of enormous roses, Trendafir performs a dip with Philo.
Tom is sort of standing straight, arms crossed. Hiding behind him, his head peeping behind his waist, is Lumi.
Bring it on home.
Yeah, I think we have Claudia holding up a book up above her head, almost like a He-Man sword, and Alexandria behind her, holding up an actual marble sword behind.
Nice. And in the background is splashed the text, The Strange Tales of Mainframe City Academy. Hell yeah, we did it to time.
Nice.
Hey!
That was so rad.
That was great. Also, my headcanon is that the kid with the snow globe and the shiny glasses, it's just you, Nathan.
We're actually in the Saint Elsewhere universe.
Oh,
We can take like a tiny pause. I just want to turn my fan on because my room is weirdly hot today.
Absolutely fine.
That
was
surprisingly nice.
A joke in our session 0 that I was actually the kind of secret final boss of this campaign. No, the kid with shiny glasses is not me. It is a character.
I believe you.
A character named Nathan.
Yeah, no, we did the thing. Oh my gosh, yay!
And that's it. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
That's it. That's the entire show. Everybody go home. No. Let's with that introduction successfully completed with the plume. Let's get in to the episode proper now. So, it's Wednesday in January, just after the winter break. You've just come back from your kind of like winter holidays. It's astoundingly grey and fuzzy outside, like almost in grayscale. In fact, the whole scenes following will be entirely in monochrome. It's opening period. It's one of the first classes of the day. And, what is Tom doing at the start of the day?
So this is homeroom?
Yeah, I think this is either homeroom or first period class.
He's sort of hiding in a corner of the classroom. He's got one of his books about bugs, National Geographic equivalent of just like of all the local bugs, and he's sort of leafing through it,
All right, cool. I think the homeroom teacher, who in shot is entirely faceless, you don't really see who it is, but you do see them start to kind of like walk down this particular aisle of classroom desks, and they're approaching your desk, Tom. What do you do?
Honestly, try to avoid eye contact. Just like, put like a little shoulder up, sort of hunch down a little, like, oh man, I hope I'm not in trouble.
Mm-hmm. The shot of you falls in shadow as the looming shadow of the teacher comes into shot, and there is a brief pause. You don't look up from your book. Are they looking? And then the shadow moves on again.
Yeah.
Time passes, and it's now around lunch period. Clarissa, what do you normally do during lunch?
I mean, it depends. Sometimes I like to, lunch, while talking on the phone with, my, good friend, whose name is escaping me because the document with the names is frozen on my computer.
No. It's all good. Take your time.
Today I think Clarissa has printed up just a bunch of vote for me flyers and is trying to pass them out. Oh, Morgan, my friend Morgan, because we go to different schools, but we have lunch at around the same time. However, today Clarissa is passing out these Clarissa for class president flyers, maybe a little unsuccessfully.
In fact, you've managed to hand them out to most of the tables in the class now. in the canteen area now, and there are 2 tables that don't have flyers on yet, but you only really have enough flyers for 1 table. The 2 remaining tables are the debate club, and what should the second table be? Let's say the history club. Those are the two tables there. I'm pretty. If I recall correctly, Clarissa is a fan of history. That's her favorite, one of her favorite classes.
It is. She likes history. And you know, I could give the flyer to the debate club, but that's kind of a conflict of interest because I'm in the debate club, and that doesn't usually reflect well on candidates. So I'm going to give it to the history club.
The members of the debate club stare at you as you walk past their table and go over to the history club as you give them some flyers.
Oh, I turn around to the debate club and give them a thumbs up.
Their expressions don't change as they go back to their fabricated sloppy joes.
Oh, man.
Time passes.
I hope I didn't do something wrong. Those are my friends.
Ooh. They'll forgive you. Maybe you can go and say hi to one of them later. Time passes, and now it's approaching one of the last classes of the day. What class are you in, Philo?
I think this class, I'm going to imagine this is probably like math class. God, even though he's like a junior, I'm still picturing this as like, algebra or something like that, or it's trigonometry, and he's just, you know, you can see him kind of like leaning forward. He's a, you know, tall and kind of lanky guy, so he kind of looms over the desk a little bit as he leans forward. He's kind of like squinting at the board. Puts, you know, leans his chin on his hand and, you know, taps at his temple with his pencil. This is not remotely close to his forte.
You're in the middle of something that's actually relatively important to note down, because if remembering this later will be useful for your homework. However, a bit of movement catches your eye. There's a relatively old tree outside this math class window, and despite it being actually the middle of winter, you can see that there is still like the really early budding on one of the branches of the trees, just kind of like swaying in the grey air outside, and it's very distracting.
Yeah, Philo is definitely like MX plus, but what is? It's out so early. What is it? And yeah. I think normally Trandafir would try to snap his attention back, but Trandafir is also wondering, you know, a blossom this early, remarkable. I must know too.
There is a loud thwapping noise, and as you kind of like start to attention, the maths teacher has slammed a ruler inches from your nose, past your nose onto the desk.
I think Philo is definitely, you know, wide-eyed and, you know, beads of sweat trickling down, looking down, scrabbling through through some notes.
The teacher is about to open their mouth to reprimand you, and then the school bell goes off. Thank goodness, it is finally the end of the day. Classes are over. However, this does mean that you have now entered into club hours. Because the Mainframe City Academy so highly values additional extracurricular education amongst all its students, it dedicates a period of time from about 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Of class activity. This is the kind of period of times where regular classes that might be used in maths and science become club rooms for those who couldn't afford to actually get dedicated club rooms. Places kind of like the school gym and the theatre are open to be able to use, and so on, until 9, where all of it closes for the night and you all go home to either your dorms or your parents' houses. We have this particular day on a Wednesday. This is actually a particular kind of time slot for Clarissa's book club. Your book club is today.
Oh, very exciting, very exciting.
But before we go into do Clarissa's thing, let's just have a little bit of a moment of how Tom and Philo handle their starts of club hours. I guess first things first, is your club on today, Tom? If I recall correctly, you're part of the hiking club.
Mm-hmm. And guess like called the Nature Club. Sort of like not just hiking, but also visiting botanical gardens and the like.
Sure thing.
And I'd say it isn't on today, but also I'm a bit behind in homework. Like I was sort of struggling with material. So I brought all my notes and I'm right now sitting in the gardening club greenhouse, like in trying to catch up on getting corrections for homework I didn't get a good grade in.
Nice. Yeah, there's actually a pretty large greenhouse as part of MCA. It's in one of the courtyards of the building, so it's actually surrounded on all sides by like a hallway, and it's domed in a way that it gets maximum sunlight despite being surrounded. But it does mean that as you walk through the halls, you get a very pleasant and relaxing view of the projects that the gardening club is working on. Philo, how are you spending the start of club hours?
Yeah, so essentially, dance club is also off, and Philo is using this time also in the greenhouse to tend to all of the different flowers that he's been raising, and some of the plants that other people have been raising and probably neglecting, and so he's doing a bit of he's spreading the love about a bit.
Soon enough, another person kind of enters into the greenhouse. A pretty shy girl, 12 years old, and she starts to kind of busy herself with one corner of the greenhouse where the main kind of like maintenance server is. Philo, you recognize her definitely, and Tom might. I'll leave that up to Tom. But her name is Peony McDaniels.
Peony McDaniels. Okay.
And if that's a difficult thing to remember, don't worry, because we've got visual aids.
Ooh,
yeah.
Nice. Where did that get posted?
Oh, I posted that in the MCA chat. There we go.
Nice.
Good. You gave me a heart attack for a second, like I posted it in the wrong place.
I've just been watching the webcams. Very
My goodness.
I know, right? The production value.
That's
on this
great.
For the sake of using things that would be sensible to have in a Twitch stream, I am using video game art. This is from Azure Striker Gunvolt, which is a game I've not played. If any of you have, and she's like, I don't know, a terrorist or something, don't tell me, I don't care. She looks like the character that needs to be for the thing. God. But yes, this girl starts kind of busying herself with the maintenance console in the greenhouse.
Okay. I get the feeling Philo doesn't see that very often, does he?
Oh, you've seen her around. She's definitely part of the gardening club.
Oh, okay. Well, Philo typically enjoys the gardening time as a time to kind of, center himself, but he is going to kind of, keep his ears pointed. And does she sound at all, frustrated working with it, or is it just everyday stuff?
No, she has this kind of expression like she's ready to get down to some work. She's carrying a kind of beat up, but still sealed with packing tape cardboard box. Gets one of the garden shears and carefully opens the box and starts working with the stuff inside. Tom, do you have any kind of like a response to the person entering the greenhouse before we move on in the scene?
By the way, what year am I? Just 13.
Oh, you'd be third year.
Mm-hmm.
Mainframe City Academy teaches students from 11 till 16, with the respective years being it's the British schooling system. Although this
Absurd.
school uses different aspects from British, American, and Japanese schools because this is an anime. So those bits of cultural things will come across. But yeah, if you think about it at its most simplest, the units digit in your age is probably the year that you're in, unless your birthday is on a particularly weird date.
So Tom is sort of focused on his studies, but Lumi pipes up, goes, "Hey Tom, you should go and say hi to that girl. I think she's in the gardening club, and the gardening club likes you, right? Yeah, I mean they let you study here." Tom goes like, "No, I just need to focus on my studies." It's like, "Come on, you've been like in a book all day." And Tom's just sort of like shyly looks up and like looks towards Peony.
Mm-hmm. She actually doesn't. She doesn't notice you physically moving. She's looking away from you currently.
I think Philo actually is going to head over just to make sure, just out of common courtesy, making sure that what she's working on isn't going to interfere with what he's working on, and vice versa.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good afternoon. How's it going?
I'm doing fine. I just wanted to check and make sure that you weren't going to be working over in the in Square E over there. I'm currently tending to projects.
No. I don't know. Are you using the automated irrigation system? You're Philo, right?
Philo, yes, thank you.
Philo, sorry.
It's fine. Yes. Well, I mean, my flowers use the automated irrigation system, but I don't feel any need to modify it right now. You can have that all to yourself.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, that's my club hour project. Well, somebody needed to do it. This is probably going to be a little involved, so if you don't mind.
Oh, sure. And Philo slips away.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, let's go and have a little bit of a change of scenery. Dynamic music changes. The MCA library is a separate building to the main campus. It's pretty large, spanning about 3 floors in height, and is quite generally deep, containing many different sections of books, including old archives, including some of the kind of stuff that would be college level. Maybe MCA at some point in the past taught students older than high schoolers. It's also where some of the classes like history are at. But Clarissa is here, not necessarily for history class or to read any of the regular books. She's down for reading some special stuff.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is specifically an occult book club that she runs. And I am curious, Nathan, who all, if anyone, is in attendance here?
At the moment, you are the first person here.
Excellent. I set up a bunch of chairs in a circle. I take out from my bag this like rolled up sheet of paper that I drew with a pentagram on it to put in the middle of the chairs. It got really wrinkled in my bag, but I'm doing my best to unfold it, and I put some books down on each corner just to like make sure that it stays, and it won't stay because it keeps rolling back into itself, and it's a big disaster. And then I get out my copy of the book that we are supposed to be reading for this month in my book club, Magus Magnus Magister, which is a book. It's like from the whatever decade would be vaguely analogous with like the 60s or 50s to our time. You know, it's like 50 years old, sort of classic fiction about the headmaster of a magical school and his adventures. And there are some rumors that some of the spells contained within are inspired by actual witchcraft spells that the author knew. So Clarissa is very excited to read this book.
That's real cool. I really like that.
And the book
Thank
is
you.
called Fruits Basket.
There is probably, I think, you have a number of people in your book club already, including yourself, that is less than 10, but I'll let you choose 10 or less, but I'll let you choose how many.
Oh, I feel like this is a little underattended, so I'll say it's like there are 6 people signed up. Most days we get between 3, including Clarissa, and on a really good day, we get 4.
All right, nice. At least one of the members of that 6 has suggested a couple of like old school horror anime, horror manga to read. But you know, at this stage, you're kind of taking all suggestions.
It's not quite the genre that we're looking for. I appreciate it, but you know, it's not quite the same thing.
But look,
But
there's
there
a
are like
pentagram.
witches in it.
Yeah, but I don't really want to read things where witches are the bad guys.
I mean, I guess it depends whether you're kind of approaching it with like a feminist or queer reading.
I mean, maybe we'll read it later. I just not now.
Fine, it's your club. But yeah, there is nobody here yet. Before the thing happened, what snacks did you bring?
Ooh. Good question.
Fruit gummies.
I see your fruit gummies and raise you the witchiest snack of all, candy corn.
Well played. You got me there.
You know, I have never had candy corn.
You're not missing much.
Like, imagine
It's
frosting.
one of
but
those
hard.
things that never really made it across the pond. It's very much never.
Probably because it's literally hardened sugar. Anyway.
Well.
But it's
At
orange.
any rate, you get an email or you get a message alert on your PET, your personal terminal, your comlink, your deck, however you want to frame it. But it is, as far as the NetBattlers universe is considered, your PET. But you get an alert.
Okay. Well, nobody's here, so it wouldn't be rude of me to check right now. So I'll give it a look.
It seems that overnight, Alexandria, your NetNavi, has done a bit of data processing request. About like a couple days ago, not even that long ago, maybe even like 2. You were futzing around in the library, checking its kind of like servers, and you came across a piece of mystery data. It was encrypted, but kind of unused, so you decided to go and borrow it. You know, like a library book. You could return it later.
Oh yeah, of course.
And it seems that that's fine. Alexandra has finally finished decoding it.
Oh, excellent. I haven't had a good mystery to solve in a while. What's it say?
You get the following, which I will read aloud, because even though it appears in chat. Delivery memo. Peony McDaniels, Zenith Tech, 2x Solar Cell. DopplerFX.exe, AVB Security, Vesselblade. Loose_change, AVB Sec, Ice Pick, Jailbroken. Gunther Carmichael, Penop Media, Vesselblades, Promo. Drop-off Rotor, Roof, Fish, Slush, Jail, Tickets.
Ice Pick is jailbroken. It sounds like somebody's using pirated software, which is against the rules of Mainframe City Academy Library.
And like, in general.
Yeah, but the library's what's
actually
important
super
here.
illegal.
Yeah, so
So
I
wait,
think-
is this like go to jail illegal or don't copy that floppy illegal?
It depends on a variety of different factors, some of which are a little too arcane for a teenager to understand unless they're in that skill set.
I think the main thing to keep in mind the main thing that I'm taking away from this is Clarissa, who is just itching for another mystery to solve. In her career as an amateur detective, vows to discover who has been using jailbroken software in a library.
It's time to narc.
Yeah,
Oof.
exactly. I'm gonna be real with you,
Already
Clarissa's probably a huge narc.
personality. Whew. We'll see how far that goes. Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine. Maybe we should start getting into doing some dice rolls, maybe. Ooh,
Sure.
sexy.
Can we
So, this session and the campaign in general, a lot of mysteries will be solved. there are general dice rules that NetBattlers has, but I've got some additional kind of like rules, not rules, like philosophies towards mystery solving design that we'll be exploring in this. So, to investigate something, all you need to do is tell me what particular skill you want to use to do that, and as long as it's justified between the two of us, we can go and make you can make the roll, and depending on how well you roll, you can answer you can ask a number of questions to me, and I will answer truthfully. So you can absolutely make some first blush investigations about this memo now, if you would like, or call your friends who have different skill sets to you.
Ooh, sorry, had a little technical hurdle there. You froze for a little bit.
Ooh, my bad.
Last thing I heard was you can make some investigations about, I assume, about the identity of loose change.
About anything.
Okay. Well, I want to know who loose change is. Who's doing crimes in my library?
Okay.
So I was thinking I would roll info for this and sort of rely on both what I've heard and maybe sort of the whatever the NetBattlers equivalent of like social media, like crawling through social media and forums and stuff would look like. I guess like running through the net, looking at people's personal homepages and seeing if anybody has the name loose change.
Ooh, interesting. So since this is a bit of an internet thing to do some research, this feels like something your Navi would do rather than you. Which is absolutely fine.
Yeah, let's do it.
Where do well, you're going to need to go and connect to the internet to go and do that. Fortunately, the school has Wi-Fi. So pretty much anywhere in the school, you can access Mainframe City Academy's Net Square.
Oh, excellent.
It's a public space that's available to everybody. It's got some rudimentary kind of like student lookup functions and room booking services and things like that. You can also get to a variety of other private servers in the school, but you probably need to know the actual web address or the password to get there. But the main Net Square is available to anyone anywhere, as long as you're on campus and have Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Let's switch to some internet music, right? Let's do that. Yeah. Which I have somewhere. Sorry, give me a second.
I believe in you.
MCA.
So this is going to be an 80s rap, right?
Why would it be that? I am not quite sure.
For the internet.
It's that song from that old like instructional video. You're going surfing on the internet.
Oh right, I see. So where do you connect to the internet?
Well, I mean, we are in a library after all, so I would assume that there are like library terminals, library computers.
Absolutely. You've probably set up a terminal in this room. So
probably.
You've got your own little bit of personal Wi-Fi space, because then it lets you share your ebooks with everybody inside the room, but nobody outside the room, because that's piracy.
Exactly, and piracy's illegal in my library.
And all libraries.
but this one's mine. Yeah, so I think that's very fair. I would jack into that terminal.
Hell yeah. Net Square's pretty busy. It is standard after school kind of hours, and it's still pretty early in club hours. So the Net Square's pretty populated. There is a little digital cafeteria where all the AI consciousnesses go and chillax, while their net-ups go and do other non-internet things.
Okay.
There is a public Rolodex of general student ID stuff, and other various such things.
Okay. So, if I want Alexandria to go around and start asking people in the cafe questions, is that a role and then I get to ask a certain amount of questions, or do I just roleplay that?
Pretty much that. So, I guess if you're going to be schmoozing it up with people, I would consider that to be a charm roll, unless there's a different kind of approach you would like to take.
I mean, I don't feel like she's going to be necessarily charming, but I feel like charm might be the best. Alexandria's a little terse, but
if the shoe fits.
But I feel like charm is probably the best fit here. I
mean, you might want to use bravery and interrogate people into giving you stuff.
I guess bravery maybe. They're both the same amount of dice for me, but yeah, I think bravery is the more thematically appropriate thing, because I'm gonna be more like... icy glare people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And normal difficulty?
Yeah, normal difficulty.
Okay.
Ooh. Yeah, I think with a partial success. What are the 2 things you want to know? Or
Firstly,
2 questions you want to ask, rather, and then I can tell you what they know.
So I would like to check in, because I feel like the denizens of the cafe aren't likely to rat out their friends. I would like to check in with the server or owner of the cafe, and just sort of very icily basically ask if anyone by the name of Loose Change has been spotted around these premises.
Mm-hmm.
So that's question 1.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. The kind of like service admin of the cafe area is a low consciousness AI. So most people tend to their digital personal assistants are high consciousness AI, so they can do quite complex things and actually speak back to you. Usually the AI that's required to keep basic things running tends to not be as smart, but usually as charming, because they are doing services after all. This one is pretty kind of like low poly, like a really high-end PS1 or really high-end DS kind of model. And they are wearing a chocolate brown barista apron and have actually really kind of like dated, thick rim hipster glasses. Like, hipsters don't wear those types of glasses anymore. And while cleaning a coffee cup, they're like, good afternoon. Stares at Alexandria for a little bit. Alexandria.exe. So, you are looking to find user loose_change.
Yes, that would be what I'm requesting.
Okay. Well, underneath my visitor record history of the last 3 weeks, there has not been a loose_change who has purchased any items from this cafe.
Well, they're better at covering their tracks than maybe I thought they would be. Question 2. I would like to ask not the server, but one of the patrons, maybe one of the rougher-looking patrons, if there is, basically sort of, in this case, I'm sort of going to come up and be like, this place is amateur hour. Is there a gathering place where people of a stronger stock hang out? Basically asking if there's sort of a more underground, seedy area that somebody, a pirate, for example, might hang out in.
I think... Oh, interesting.
Clarissa
So
coming
the
in with a
piece of information
skateboard.
I have to think about the information that you definitely get, because obviously you get useful information every time you roll. But they would probably be kind of wary of this very straight-laced person aggressively being like, where the criminals at?
With a
Hello,
skateboard.
fellow criminals.
Yeah, I was just say with a skateboard over her shoulder.
I mean, this is Alexandria, who is at least a little bit
absolutely.
more...
This is very on brand for her. I think what they immediately say before they maybe get warier is like, what club are you looking for?
I'm looking for the club where someone who likes to fight can have the best time.
There is a NetBattle club, but that's like fucking Baby Town.
Ugh.
the Navi actually curses. It's great.
I was really hoping Alexandria would be like, fucking Baby Town.
That's canon now. She repeats it just like that.
Yeah. But like, if you want where the real fights are at, you're gonna have to go to the judo gym server. And hold up, wait. You're not like a debate club type, are you?
I can't think of anything more boring.
They immediately go and squint their eyes and see if they can kind of discern whether that's falsehoods or not. Is it falsehoods? Yeah, it's falsehoods. Alright. Get lost, narc.
Fine, believe me or don't. Doesn't matter to me. And Alexandria walks out.
But you do gain a piece of information that apparently the judo club server, there are some illegal fightings that go on down there.
Excellent. And where there's fighting, there might be piracy.
That's how it works.
That is absolutely how it works. But it seems that at the moment your leads have kind of, your immediate pursuings into leads have kind of dried up a little bit.
Okay.
Might need additional help.
I think, is there anything that would prevent Alexandria from just walking her ass right into the judo club server?
No. Although, like, out of character, do you really want to go to a place where there are, like, martial arts types alone?
I'm gonna take that as a hint and say, maybe not. But I will relay this information to Clarissa.
I mean, we all know the kinds of people who do judo.
Clarissa, I assume, would get that information for free, being your operator.
Right, I guess she was observing.
Yeah, or do you mean the rest of the crew?
I guess oh man. I definitely want to roleplay the email, or the message that Clarissa sends to the rest of the group.
Absolutely. Let's switch to email music.
So
I'm gonna type this up.
Be sure to use text to speak. Don't use text to speak.
I'm not going to.
So just check while Sam types this up. Are we like already a mystery machine?
You all know each other.
Okay.
So I remember.
Good friends. You have passed.
I see.
So I know, like
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I know I meet up with Clarissa regularly for tutoring lessons, and for sure that we've met before, like in the whole incident with the bugs attacking the garden club.
Sure. Yeah, I just want to make sure that there wasn't going to be like here's another mystery gang. Meanwhile, I'm like, another mystery.
I mean, that would probably be in character for Philo if you did that, so it's fine. But yes, you all know each other. I will leave it up to you whether you've solved a school problem before. You might not have done, but you've definitely all asked each other for help in the past. It's how you have bond points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like we probably haven't gotten down and dirty with a mystery yet. Or even up and clean.
Would you mind reading out the text as well, just for visual and audio?
So Clarissa sends... Actually, hang on, I'm going to edit this for one thing. Friends doesn't have nearly enough exclamation points. There we go.
There we go.
Friends! There's a mysterious pirate on the loose in the local library, against the rules. Who wants to help me solve a mystery?
Let's see. I think Philo sends back pretty quickly one of those elaborate emoticons that's constructed from all kinds of Unicode that has like a little flower on the side, and it's like a cuddly bear face that looks like it's deep in thought.
Just being all cute, yeah.
Yeah, but he's definitely mulling it over.
Mm-hmm.
Second message, which I won't type out. Library is run by teachers. Could maybe get extra credit for finding criminal.
So there's a pretty quick response of from Tom. I sort of cut to like Tom and Lumi. It goes like, and Tom's like, I didn't mean to sound that excited. And he says, come on, let's go.
I think Philo tentatively puts in like, well, I've been meaning to get a couple books from the library, so sure, I'll tag along. And Trying to Fear adds in, and we shall solve the mystery. Okay.
With eyebrow waggle.
Well, it's we shall solve the mystery. Dance emoji, 3 flame emojis, rose emoji.
Nice. So you're reconvening in the library?
Indeed.
Mhm.
Sounds good.
Hell yeah. There is some kind of... It's a star wipe. Let's not kid ourselves. It's a
Yes.
star wipe. As you all meet in the occult book club meeting room.
Do we get some bibliotech jams?
Yeah, I mean, we can switch back to the... actually,
that's
let's
fine.
see.
You do you. But
Yeah.
I think Tom
The
probably
bibliotech
gets there
jams.
before Philo, because Philo's working on, he's got to replant stuff. He's got to clean his gloves. He's got to put some of the equipment back. There's an order of operations here.
Mm-hmm.
Be
So I
very
guess,
inconsiderate.
Okay.
so Tom goes into this sort of occult book section as immediately sort of like, surprised, looking around. Oh, this must be where you get all your haunted books.
Oh yeah. You can get so many fun books here. Do you like haunted books?
Well, I mean, I guess I don't not like them.
Well, if you want to like them even more, actually, I have a book club that's supposed to be running today, and I kind of think nobody showed up, so I could use more members if you'd like to join.
I mean, maybe a little behind on homework. I mean,
Yeah, that's true. But
what is the book you're reading about right
Ooh.
now?
we're reading this really cool book called Magus Magnus Magister. It's about this headmaster who he goes on these events. He's a headmaster of a magical school, and he goes on these weird adventures with like his owl familiar, and it's really, really interesting. And apparently, some of the spells are based on actual spells.
Wait, but they don't like hex people, do they?
Well, I mean, there's some hexes in there, but
I mean, reading the spells.
oh no. You don't get cursed just by reading them. There's very specific conditions for each of them, I think. I'm only in the first couple chapters. There's this section where he meets the owl, and there's like a deer and a rat show up too. It's really interesting.
I think as you say that, Philo walks in and he just says, "Oh no! Tell me there's not been a rat in the garden again. He's so small and cute and sad, but he was eating all the. I didn't know what to do, and I'm sorry. I'm just not ready to do that again."
No, it's just in the realm of fiction. That's okay. But you know what's not in the realm of fiction? This pirate. And Clarissa pulls out her pet and like kind of thrusts, I think, a little bit too close to your face for you to actually see it. The delivery memo, and like points to the thing that says, "Oh, sorry," and then points to the thing that says "Ice Pick Jailbroken."
Philo, looking at that list, you see that Peony's name is on that list.
So Tom's like, Peony, why do I remember that name?
Hey, wait a second. I saw Peony earlier. She was at the garden.
Oh yeah, you were talking with her.
If all these people got delivered to, maybe she knows who Loose Change is.
Well, I mean, she's very nice, and she's considerate. I don't think she'd be caught up in anything untoward, especially nothing illegal. I mean, I can't imagine Peony doing something like that. And she's a member of the gardening club. And
I guess she was.
No one in the gardening club could be bad.
No.
I mean, based on my sample size, I'd say the gardening club is full of just very wholesome people, so I'd agree.
She's also really busy.
Philo puts their hands over their heart and gets gooey anime eyes, and says, "Oh, that's right. Here, just..." and reaches into one of the pockets of the apron that he's still wearing and pulls out some plastic baggies that says, "Oh, here, I had these snacks. I wanted to give one to Peony earlier because she looked a little malnourished. Can I say that? I mean, I don't mean like as a general trend, but anyway."
You know, malnourishment would be a reason to commit a crime. Nope, we already ruled it out.
And Philo gives each of you some battle chippies, little travel bags of chips.
Aw, they're called battle chippies? That's adorable.
Yeah, they used to include a battle chip in each bag, but now they're just shaped like battle chips.
The cost got too high.
Yeah.
Other complications.
Criminal conspiracy didn't help.
I think Zenith Tech bought the snack company out and then phased out the actual battle chips.
And they're like, well, the older generation is like really mad about it. It's like a constant sticking point on social media.
Before I assume we'd all like to go and pop our heads back into the greenhouse to maybe interrogate Peony McDaniels. But before that, is there any kind of like cursory investigation into the memo that you would like to do?
Oh, sorry.
Well, I guess when Lumi sees that, Lumi's sort of going to be like get really excited. Oh man, all this information, all these clues, but it just doesn't make any sense. Like Peony McDaniels, and she's a NetOp, and Doppler is a Navi, or I think he's a Navi. I mean, NetOps don't have names like EXE, right?
Not that I'm aware of. You have to be pretty cool to have a name with EXE.
So Lumi goes, oh, this loose change, gotta be someone important. And so inside Lumi's PET, Lumi puts up a note with like loose change smack into one of those pin boards.
Just not a conspiracy board. Okay,
Yes.
excellent. Cool.
Oh, excellent.
Philo's like, who could have a username like Loose Change? What if it's someone who doesn't have a lot of money?
Oh, it could be. Or, what I just realized from you saying that, maybe it's someone who really likes money, like someone on the student treasury.
Popping up from the PET speakers, Trandafir says, speaking of the student treasury, it could be a double entendre. Wordplay, in fact. Loose change. Change we can believe in. I think there's more than meets the eye to this alias.
With the change that we can believe in, Clarissa, you're like, yeah, I thought there was a reason why I wanted him to help me with my campaign.
I'm straight up. Clarissa goes, "Hey, Trandafir, do you want to join my book club?"
I don't know what that is, darling, but it sounds fabulous. Oh no, I made Trandafir more camp than expected. We're here now.
I am
it's
down
gonna
for.
just escalate over time, unavoidable.
Oh my god.
All right, I think with that, I think that's a good exchange point.
Indeed.
And you guys make your way back over to the greenhouse, which does have a theme. I guess a small point of order. While the kind of like opening scenes were in like black and white and real moody and stuff, by the time like school had properly ended, things had moved back into color again. But yeah, you make your way back to the greenhouse. As ever, it is incredibly peaceful. Peony has progressed a little bit, and she is now standing atop of a ladder harnessed to the ceiling of the greenhouse while she works on fitting something into the sprinkler system.
Nice. So, you two know this person?
Oh yes, Peony is, I don't know her terribly well, but she's a member of the gardening club, and I haven't heard anything bad about her. I don't listen to people who say, who spread gossip, but...
Oh, yeah,
I'm sure
I mean, I don't either, but what gossip do they spread?
Oh, it's the most terrible things about people. I wouldn't know, but sometimes I overhear from Trandafir, and it is mortifying. But,
so this was gossip in the general, not any, specific things you've heard about, like maybe Peony, like pirating software or anything?
So, yeah, I didn't really notice her, but I know she was really busy earlier today.
I think Philo's going to head over to the... You said she's on a ladder?
Mm-hmm.
Going to head over to the ladder and look up to her and, kind of turn back to the other two and give a, soft thumbs up and say, Peony, Did you?
Ah!
Oh no!
And she starts
It's just me.
and rattles, but fortunately she had the wherewithal to harness herself in so she doesn't fall off. Oh, Theo, you scared me. Hi again.
Oh, I'm sorry. I tried to slam the door when I came in, but I'm not very good at that. I just wanted to check and make sure. Well, first off, surely I don't mean to patronize, but you did double check that harness again, right? I know it can be a little slippy.
Oh, this really isn't my first time. It's generally my responsibility to do this maintenance check, so...
I'm sorry. As I said, didn't mean to patronize, but, also just, I had some friends asking me, and they're just curious, and I definitely like to do a charm roll to find out, do you know anything about this, and, yeah, let's see, where's the...
Yeah, go make me the charm roll first, and then let's see what kind of questions you want to ask. You might want to ask different ones depending on how many you get.
Let's do it up. Actually, let's look at my stats first to make sure I know. What I know. Okay, that's good.
20d6.
Yeah, I'm just that cool. Okay, partial success. That is a lot of 3s.
Yeah, go ask me 2 questions.
Okay, yeah, I think first, Philo's going to kind of softball and say that, wondering if she had gotten any new solar cells recently, and basically trying to soft sell, like, oh, I was thinking of maybe getting some solar cells. I was wondering if you knew who could deliver those.
Oh, well, actually, my normal supplier was backed up, and I wasn't able to kind of get them on a short order, and I needed them to finish fixing this thing. And she leans to one side, and you can see that there is a solar cell installed on this particular rack of sprinklers, and there is another one dangling from her waist attached to a clip. Yeah, so I had to kind of do a special order, a friend that I could kind of get one separate to my regular supply, and it turns out that they were pretty good.
Oh, that's great. Could you? I feel like I'm saddled with some slowpoke sometimes. I was just wondering if you could tell me who you got hooked up with.
Oh, well, that's kind of the thing. I didn't meet them.
Oh.
Yeah, so there's a school, essentially like a school delivery service. Yeah, there's a guy. They tend to just kind of go as the dealer, and apparently I only really found out about it like a couple days ago. But you can like place requests, and they tend to find the item you need. Any thing that's computer hardware, software. If it's electronics related, they'll tend to find it, and usually for pretty cheap.
Wow, that sounds a little mysterious, but that sounds really handy.
Yeah, I mean, they managed to get me these solar cells in like a day, so...
So, can I just, look them up on the net square or something like that?
Oh, that was kind of the thing. So I was speaking to my my friend in class, Carlos Watts, about it, and he said that, well, in terms of placing an order, you have to kind of place a physical, on paper order. So I had to go and put it in this locker at a certain time after school, and place the order that way.
You put it in your locker or someone else's
locker?
Oh,
no. It was a locker that I was told to put the kind of order request into. The locker's name didn't have a name on it, but there was a fourth year who was also using the one next to it, and she seemed pretty exasperated that there was somebody using it. So.
That is just so enigmatic.
Is something wrong?
No, it's just I've never dealt with a service that fancy, and I'm just guess I'm just a little blown away by the by the high life. But did you catch the
I
name?
mean, well, what would you rather do? Would you like try and buy something from the school store? That place is so expensive.
I didn't realize I had another choice, but I'll have to check them out. So if I want to order something from the dealer, I can just slip a note in a certain locker?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's the same locker every time or anything like that. Carlos will know, though. You can go ask him.
Great, thanks. And I know Carlos?
You don't know Carlos. All that Peony has said is that it's another person in her year.
Okay.
But
yeah.
it should be easy enough to find if he's on the school roster.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so I don't need to ask, like, what's his last name?
Oh, no, Peony gave the full name, Carlos Watts.
Right.
In fact,
So
I can go place a clue into the chat, because
Ding.
I typed up the clues in advance. Give
It
me a
has
second.
been added to the court record.
Hold on. Hopefully this works in terms of formatting. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, looks good. Okay, so I know that was a lot for that, so if you want that to be both questions, that's fine, but...
Yeah, no, I feel that's both questions.
Okay, fair enough.
Obviously, this was done at general speaking volume. She wasn't being candid, so Clarissa and Tom have also heard this conversation.
Okay, well, thanks, and... Hey, listen now. And, Philo takes out another bag of battle chippies and kind of puts it near, like, to the side of the bottom of the ladder and says, hey, if you're hungry, had some spare chips. Figured you might want some.
Oh, that's really nice of you. Thanks. Yeah, I should probably get back to this. Oh, you probably want to go find Carlos, right? Today is definitely a mechanics club day, so he's probably gone for an after-session drink.
Oh, at the mall shop?
Oh, no. Oh, don't you know?
I guess I don't.
No, well, I mean, I've never been, but apparently he and his boys got an invite to the hospitality club, and he's been kind of lording it over a couple of people in our class.
That's how it goes.
But yeah, I guess he's probably having a drink there. I mean, you'd want to go somewhere exclusive, right? Maybe one day. And then she goes back to finishing soldering this part into the ceiling.
Yeah, Philo's going to give a thank you and then turn around and walk back.
So Tom goes, the hospitality club. What's that?
How about all of you go and give me, like, easy info rolls? Well, aside from you, Tom, since you've admitted to not knowing. But, Philo and Clarissa give me an easy info roll. Oh, yeah.
I'll do it, and I will likely fail it, but I'll do it all the same. If I can...
I believe in you.
Thank you. And that belief is all the world. Nope. Your belief was insufficient.
Clarissa knows. The hospitality club is, well, kind of what it suggests. They tend to hold incredibly exclusive food and drink events as part of their club days. The themes...
Trent, can you mute yourself?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the hospitality club is a club that tends to handle in like food and drink service events. So whenever they have club days, which is actually not weekly, it's a little more less frequent than that. There might be additional ones, but the ones that they publicize on like school boards and stuff tend to be like fortnightly. But they tend to be quite exclusive. It's a members-only thing, and it seems that some of the members stretch to people who aren't inside the club, so that's fun. In fact, Clarissa, you even know where the club room is, and I'll let you decide where that is.
I think that the reason why I know where the club room is it's in a room that's directly across from the debate club, and the debate club members were a little salty about it because it's a much bigger and nicer room. and the debate club is usually pretty squished into their little room that they were able to obtain.
Also, there have been really noisy groups of people that have staggered out of there, having hit a sugar crash, back to as they stagger back to their dorms or the train back home, and it's quite noisy and annoying.
Someone's in the middle of making a really good point, and then there's just like, "Whoa, that was so fun!" And you're just like, "Ugh, my train of thought."
Yeah, that has happened at least once.
So you see Clarissa's face sort of scrunch up, and she's like, yeah, the hospitality club, they meet right across from the debate club. They're, you would think, but, they're a little full of themselves. They have very loud parties, they don't invite a lot of people, and sometimes when they leave, they make a ton of noise. One time I was right in the middle of this debate, and I was making this really good point, and then there was just this loud crash, and I totally lost my train of thought, and they didn't even apologize.
It's that kind of club.
Yeah. It's a very clubby kind of club. My
Ooh.
least favorite.
Ooh.
Yeah, they sound like jerks.
No,
They-
I think it might just be a classic case of miscommunication. I'm sure if we got both sides to come together and talk it out, then we'd find a happy medium.
Ooh, we could have both sides come together and debate.
Have a hospitable debate, even.
Oh, of course, good faith is a pillar of any debate.
And drinks.
That's not a pillar of any debate, but it would help.
And I think with your newly gathered lead and pursuing and kind of chasing this case down, I think it's finally time to have the investigation start in earnest.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
It's like this is like perfect music for the Meteor walked in. Its feet went all the way up to its tiny body. In
It
the
had
end,
a hard hat. Hard hats are trouble.
In the end, aren't we all just mystery data never to be solved?
But yeah, investigation start. Hop to it, lads.
Okay.
Well, we've got
so-
a couple places to check out. I do want to get those books from the library, but I'm not sure if that's the first place for us to go.
What books?
Oh, well, I mean, Trandafir wanted to pick up this book that was the Manifold Faces of the Rose, and it's all about symbolism, and I thought it sounded very interesting, but there's also just some other botany and basic trigonometry books that I should pick up.
Yeah, it might not be the first stop, but we definitely can stop there because I can definitely help you find them. I know exactly where the sections are. You should get them. I feel like I want to explore this club, but I don't think they'll let me in. They'll probably call me like a huge dork or something and laugh at me.
Now, let's not assume the worst of people. In fact, I know exactly how we can start this investigation on the right foot. We'll bring some gifts that will help win them over, and they'll accept us with open arms. After all, they're the hospitality club. That's their job, right?
You would think, but
Well,
you did a
then-
great job with Peony, so I'm certainly inclined to give it a try.
I mean, we're just there to talk to Carlos. Maybe we could just, like, go in, ask for Carlos, go, I'm not a very big party kind of person.
Yeah, me neither, but I like the idea of trying to win favor with the hospitality club because maybe then we can ask them to keep it down during debate club hours.
Well, Tom, I understand you're not a party person, and I admit, I may not look it, but I also do enjoy quiet time myself. But there's a saying, when in Netopia, act as a Netopian. So, I think...
Point of order. A thing that I think I brought up in the session.
Oh, go no. How terrifying. Well,
was,
stream, this was just between you and
well-
me. Okay, now I'm back.
Right, it's all good. It's all good.
Yep, my browser
While
just crashed.
the country that you guys are in is kind of nebulously just Western,
Mhm.
all the other countries in the world are as they are in real life. So don't worry about BS Mega Man
Aw.
Battle Network.
Dang it.
Because I don't have patience for that nonsense.
But it is fun making up the names.
Clarissa's like, oh, The Wizard of Netopia. That's a good book. You read it?
Audiobook, but yeah.
Actually, I like the meta-ness of, like, in fiction, there are fictional realms that are the locations in Battle Network. I like that. That's good. But yeah, sorry, interrupting for lore. Continue.
Unforgivable. Yeah, so, I feel like, though, we're gonna need ritzier snacks than, Battle Chippies, as much as I like Battle Chippies.
You're right. You're right. You don't have any magic spells to summon snacks, do you?
I don't really know. Most of the spells I know are just, like, good luck.
Oh, honey, it's okay.
Wait,
Um,
dude. Maybe flowers?
That is... And, like, Philo loses his composure for a moment. It's just like, that... I can't believe I didn't think of that. That's... And just, like, looking around and just getting so excited because I can... Oh my god, I can, get these, and I needed to deadhead these anyway, but they'll be good for a little bit longer, and... Oh, man... And, I'm just kind of picturing there's, like, Nathan, you can interrupt me at any point to ask me to play the game, but Philo kind of like zip cuts around as you get like 3 shots of him. He's like, oh, "That sounds great." After all of that, being flustered and dramatically whips out a pair of shears with a shing, and then there's a shot of like da 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 of delicately snipping some flowers and then popping them in a... It's probably a kind of shabby looking vase, but, it will do for now. And pouring some water from the hose.
I think that is a... How are you achieving this? Are you doing it with speed, with flair?
Oh, definitely with flair. Like, this is definitely a matter of not just... I'm gonna get these flowers real fast, but like choosing. Oh my god! And Trying to Fear is totally like yes, and you have to get. You must get the what is it? You must get the chrysanthemum for its symbolism of solidarity and the. Oh man!
Flower language for the hospitality club.
Oh, that's
Exactly.
fantastic.
I really like this. I think this is just for sake of moment of teamwork. I think this is a normal charm roll just for you. However, if there is a way that your comrades can assist, I will make it easy.
I guess I'll be running around with whatever supplies that Philo needs, like carrying extra shears and with an armful of various vases that he's considering between, just lumbering behind him.
Oh yeah, I'm picturing, there's probably in each cut where Philo is snipping some flowers, there's like Tom in the background, like opening up a closet and seeing like a ton of vases, and then the next shot is all of the vases falling over and him trying to like keep them back in, and then taking out the right one and just like slipping it under.
Cool. I think that's an additional help. Go make me an easy charm roll.
You bet I will. And I'll do it twice.
So,
Oh! Ooh!
Wow, they are charmed to
Smoke 'em.
bits.
That
Or at least
is
these
an
flowers are very charming.
Astounding bouquet of flowers.
wow, all that dancing you're doing must have really helped. This is some nice flowers.
Oh, you're so sweet, Tom. I couldn't have done it without you.
No problem.
Blushing looks away. But yes, you have your. you have your. What mood? This bouquet of flowers. I think I'll ask the table.
I
Is
feel
it
like
a
this is-
cheerful? Is it a sexy bouquet of flowers? What vibe?
I don't mean to, since you did arrange the flowers, Philo, I'll let you get the final say on this, but I was thinking it would be a very, like a graceful, stately arrangement of the flowers.
Noble
Interesting.
arrangement. Okay.
I was definitely thinking, positive and cheerful, and I'm also thinking from what I've been told about the hospitality club, whether I do like to lend them the benefit of the doubt, but if it is true that they do tend to be party dogs, as it is known, then something bright and colorful, as some yellows, some reds, maybe some oranges. And
Okay. So we have a noble party bouquet of flowers. Excellent.
oh, and there's totally a big sunflower in the middle.
Oh, perfect.
Nice. And I think there's like a shot of you kind of carrying this actually oh so faintly precarious bouquet of flowers like down the corridor like as everybody kind of like gives chase. And before long you are outside the hospitality club. Weirdly enough, the door to the club does not have a window inlaid in it, and it does have kind of like a slat that can open and close. It's currently closed.
Man.
You can hear jazz music noodling on the other side.
Oh, what if there's a secret password?
You know what the best password is, Clarissa? Please.
Oh, okay.
So, muffled from Tom's PET, I was thinking swordfish.
So
Yeah.
Philo's going to go right up to the door, shoulders squared, standing tall and proud with this excellent arrangement in arm, and is going to rap not once, not twice, but thrice on the door.
Ooh, oh shit.
Yes.
Right.
Philo would never use
So-
a word so vulgar, but he thought it.
Stop the music. There is a sound of movement on the other side of the door, and the slat opens, and then you can kind of hear somebody standing on top of something, and you see some youthful eyes on the other side, and they're like, "Hello,
Hi.
password."
I think
Wait, when he says password, you just hear from like the corner. She's not within his field of view, but he just hears, "Please."
That's cute.
Swordfish?
That's an old movie.
It is?
I got to respect someone who's into classic film. But...
Philo says, "Good tidings. I'm here. I heard you were having a great party, and I thought, what better way to light up the room than with a beautiful arrangement." And he kind of shifts to the side so that, and kind of like pivots it around.
Your tall frame perfectly covers the shot of the bouquet, and as you move it aside, the bouquet is in the background. The sunflower perfectly in line with where your head was. You see the eyes behind the slat like widen. You're like, dang, that's some flowers you got there.
Why, thank you.
Who are they for?
Why, they're for the hospitality club.
Wait. Hold on. Give me a moment. And it closes. And a couple minutes pass, and it opens again. It's like, we didn't order any of those. However, the boss has a question for you.
Okay.
Did you make those?
I did. They're a gift from the botany club.
Well, could you make me could you make us one of those once?
I'd be happy to.
you only see the person on the other side's eyes, but they glint in a way that says "sucker," and they're like, "Fine, I'll let you in. You have a handshake with the boss, and yeah, you get membership."
Philo hands.
What's your name, by the way?
The name's Philo, and Philo hands the bouquet to Tom, and he does a little kind of like half curtsy, half bow with his apron.
Well, nice to meet you, Philo. I look forward to your repeated visits at the hospitality club. And the eyes kind of gesture to the other people in the room, like they rove the room a little bit. Well, they do.
Oh, they were instrumental in helping me put this gift together. I couldn't have done it without them.
Tom slowly nods.
Clarissa looks side to side because she didn't help at all.
Yeah, no, the eyes move to Clarissa and is like, you name one of the flowers on that bouquet. Aside from the sunflower, this ain't Baby Town.
Yeah, Clarissa was like, the sun. Can I make an info roll to determine if I know?
Absolutely, you may.
Okay.
I feel like, considering Trendafear's input in this, there's also a very...
Oh,
oh man.
Okay, here's what happens.
You're gonna have to find a way to cheat.
Oh man. Clarissa's mind, she's like, flowers, and her mind is like, in the plot of Baby Witch and the Adventure of Cookie, she discovers a big cookie. It's not a name of a flower.
Okay.
Okay. I didn't help with the flowers, but I helped with, or picking the flowers, but I helped with the color arrangement. You see how the yellow and the red complement each other next to each other, and the orange lights up? That was a personal touch, you know?
I see you've been taking art classes.
Yeah, I will admit I'm not a member of the botany club myself, but I dabble in a lot of different things that I read in the library, and I've read a book on color theory, so I thought I'd put it to the test.
Trendafear
We need to move things along, so this is not going to be a back and forth for forever. But hey, there is a sigh on the other side of the line. All right, fine. You can state your claim to the boss, and see if they feel like offering you the same offer I'm giving old Philo over here. And they shut the slat, and you hear the sound of somebody climbing down off something.
As they're rustling, Clarissa like puts a hand up to her mouth and turns to Philo and is like, "I'm sorry, I lied. I know most of it." Oh, I don't think that was audible.
No, I heard you.
I heard
Okay.
And yeah,
Philo doesn't say anything, but from his PET, you hear Trendafear say, "I forgive you."
The door to the hospitality club opens, and there is an 11-year-old who opens the door.
Is the 11-year-old the one with the super deep voice?
Of course.
Yeah, they nod to you and is like, "Welcome to the hospitality
Yes.
club."
Yeah, I feel like hearing that voice.
Beard, but you could absolutely believe they could have one. Their jaw is like rock solid.
I'm just getting flashbacks to the Fennec from Zootopia. But anyway.
Oh right, yeah. Yeah. So this hospitality club's pretty hopping right now. Pretty busy. It seems that it is going currently for a kind of like classy gangster vibe at the moment.
Oh man.
And nobody really like there is it seems that somebody's like commissioned a painting from the art club, and there is kind of like a crossed Tommy Guns logo in a big kind of painting on one wall. The decor of the tables and everything can only be described as like Godfather black and white. And there's some very sad, kind of weak-looking fake red roses on most of the tables.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Philo sees that, and his expression just stiffens as just like he doesn't. Oh yeah, he actually. I think both of you can hear him mutter, "That's so sad."
The man behind the bar kind of like waves Philo down and gestures them over, and essentially starts talking with Philo, not in character because we don't need to, about the kind of like terms and conditions on the delivery of said flowers in exchange for access to the hospitality club. Meanwhile, Tom and Clarissa are free to explore the rim.
So we're looking for Carlos. Do we have his face?
Carlos Watts? No, not immediately, although that information is relatively easy to find with him being a student.
True.
Whose full name you know?
It's like, man, this place sort of gives me the creeps. All these mafia guys.
Yeah, it looks like the kind of place where someone might. Then Clarissa looks back and forth. Pirate something.
I think, Clarissa, you see somebody from Debate Club who is one of the defense attorneys in Debate Club. And you know that they have not committed a crime in their life. They've never even jaywalked before. And they are in a little kind of like mobster trilby and a red tie, and they are having a grand old time.
Oh, lovely. I would like to... if there's somebody enough from the Debate Club, I would like to approach them. Do I know this person's name?
I can pull a name for you. They are to part the curtain. They are a jobber. They're not particularly important, but I can definitely pull a name. So if you give me a moment, but you can start up the idle chatter while I pull the name.
Their name is Job because they're a jobber.
Ha. Sure, whatever.
Okay.
Name is
There was an actual name, but they're Job now. They're just Job. Cool.
Job Burr.
Job. Okay.
Cool.
Oh, I actually know that person. Hey, Job.
Oh. And they look faintly embarrassed at being kind of caught out. They weren't expecting to run into somebody they knew here. But they were like, yeah. Good evening.
Hey, I
What
didn't
can I
know
do
that
for you?
you were in the hospitality club as well as the debate club.
Oh no, that's not how this is. It's not. This is we're like food and drink testers. Yeah, they like invite a subset of people to test their food and drink. So
It's like test it
Living it
for
up.
poison.
he narrows his eyes at you. You take the club like real seriously, huh?
Yeah, I do. I'm a big fan of debate club.
Yeah, we've not really had like a poisoning case since the kind of like food poisoning at the cafeteria, kind of like at the like last school year. So that kind of case is kind of rare.
Yeah. Oh, so I guess you're more of just like a taste test.
Yeah, you know, like
Okay.
they make new inventions in food and drink, and then they invite a selection of carefully selected people, he says, looking at you, to try them, and didn't know that you were invited to that.
Well, my friend brought like a really cool bouquet that I helped with. So, I.
He looks at you
might
flatly.
get
Cool.
So Tom sort of leans over and goes, say, do you know Carlos?
Like
Watts,
No.
I think.
Carlos what? No, not
Oh.
really.
Oh.
And there is a loud kind of like cheer a couple tables away. and you kind of glance over your shoulder, and there is a group of students who are all kind of like in like sleeveless vests and kind of like oily jeans and towels, like it's almost a uniform for all of them, cheering a table across the way and like smashing glasses together.
Oh,
It's loud and very annoying.
I think Clarissa is going to use this as kind of an excuse to move away from this person who clearly does not approve of her. It's like, well, nice catching up with you. Maybe keep it down during debate hours. Anyway, bye. And she just like ducks out.
Yeah.
Tom also awkwardly ducks out, but he also grabs a handful of whatever snacks were at the table.
Yeah, you totally grab an odd pretzel. Like
Odd
if you
pretzel
looked at
added
your
to the order.
inventory, it says odd pretzel. Flavor, 3 question marks.
I guess like I give it a little bit of a nibble as I go to the big group of cheering people
Yeah.
to spy in.
It's spicy sweet.
Ooh.
But yeah, no, there is a loud cheering group of people with oily towels around their necks while they're all like, yeah, another day, completed.
The passage of time. Awesome.
Boys.
Yeah,
We're
we're
back
done.
in town. Okay. I think I would like to just kind of instead of asking around for Carlos, because that's not really Clarissa's strong suit anyway. I want to kind of like slip into a corner so that people don't see me Googling one of the or whatever, netting one of the members, because that's weird, and see if I can just look up Carlos's face in the school registry.
Super easy to do. There is a brief shot of Alexandria quickly plugging into the MCA square and kind of going over to the little student Rolodex. And it looks like an old-fashioned Rolodex that manifests in like holographic as you flick through it. And because you have his name and his year, you get a result immediately without even having to roll for it because you have all the complete information. And you know exactly what Carlos Watts looks like. Hang on a second.
I'm excited. Damn.
Oh man.
This guy plays Sonic Riders.
I feel like Alexandria like puts it up on the screen, and Clarissa has to like really quickly put her hand over the speaker of her pet because you just hear try hard from Alexandria.
Yep, he absolutely looks like a massive tryhard. And he's also got an oily towel around his neck and is cheering over a large steiner of root beer.
Okay.
Oh, just as an aside, let me know if it's cool for me to pop in as like very side background NPCs.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
absolutely legit. Since
Awesome.
there's a decent number of people at this table. Yeah,
Okay.
you have your target.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go straight up and go like him, like it's a just like pointing at like just seeing if like that's it, him.
Yeah, but pointing's a little.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, the snacks are good, but I don't know. This noise is sort of getting to me. Let's go to Carlos.
Yeah. So I think Claudia kind of goes over and maybe tries to at least wait for a time where he's not like in the middle of everything, being congratulated, clinking, whatever.
It is a very careful dance of timing, but you manage it.
Yeah. And maybe in the 5 milliseconds I get in between drink clinks, just be like, "Oh, excuse me, are you Carlos?"
And he looks around like, "Who's asking?"
I extend the hand. "Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Clarissa."
Ah, put it here, and he like gives you a massive, super firm handshake.
Sound of knuckles cracking.
Yeah.
I'm
12.
Oh, and I'm Tom. Right.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. What was good, guys? So, what you want? Like, we're in the middle of celebrating here.
Oh yeah, I don't mean to interrupt. I don't mean to interrupt the monkey noises. I was looking for getting something delivered really quickly, and my friend Peony said that maybe you knew about somebody.
He looks at you confused for a couple seconds, and then it's like, oh, and he's like, he immediately puts like, oi, not in front of the lads, not in front of the lads, not in front of the lads.
Sorry.
And he kind of like pulls you and Tom over to a like quieter corner, but quieter, like they are still. You can still absolutely hear the rest of the people.
It's quieter by like a single decibel.
Mm-hmm. But at least you're out of earshot of them. It's like, yeah. So you want the hookups, yeah?
Yeah. I'm just looking for. I've got that campaign that's going on. I thought maybe if I had some like good organizational software, maybe I could.
It's all about the battle chips, man. It's all about the battle chips.
Oh right, yeah.
They
Some
get
good organizational software and some
exclusive
battle chips. That was going to be the next thing I was going to bring up.
Carlos, sorry, my voice for a second. Carlos is like, yeah, and immediately like looks around to Tom. Is like, battle chips, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Of all the times
you
to
know.
not have Philo there.
He's like, the bit like the cool battle chips. You know what I mean?
Like, yeah. Ones that deal a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ones
that's what I'm
that,
saying. Like a high damage ship. You know those ones.
The ones that like do a bunch of fire, like candles, but hardcore candles.
That's like 2 damage. Yeah. He's I guess this is meta knowledge, but you can absolutely make him. You can either just give me one or make an info roll to give a chip that you figure that he'd be into.
So Tom scratches his head and thinks to some other interactions he's had. How about atomic fire?
Wait, that is a chip. Yeah. I was like, that's a thing from regular Mega Man. You can't fool me. I'm a real gamer. And then I remembered that that's like an actual chip in the thing. It's like, oh, yeah. Yeah. No, nice. Into it. So, like, what if I told you, mad hand gestures, sorry, that's probably being picked up on mic.
It's not.
You can, like, get some serious stuff from like the right kind of guy.
I would say go on.
Yeah. Honestly, you want to listen to the big info from the boss man Carlos, yeah? Yeah. This is his voice man, yeah? So like what you want is like not even just kind of like, oh, atomic fire. What if I told you you could get like a Zenith Tech promotional atomic fire from this dude? Like, damn, and he's shaking. He's definitely on a sugar high.
Clarissa has to really quickly cover the screen of her PET because Alexandria is flashing text that just says try hard over and over again.
Yo, Carlos, you almost done? He's gonna drink the whole thing!
Jason Mendoza's here.
I'm busy. I'm like hooking up, yeah? And he's like, so, what you want to hook up?
Oh yeah.
So, there's a beeping from the BAT, and Tom checks and goes like, "Say, do you know anything about Vessel Blade?"
Absolutely. Like, man, that is my shit. Wait, hold on. How'd you know that?
Tom knows all the cool chips.
Yeah. As he like looking down the PET again. And
Yeah, he knows about that atomic fire, man. Of course. Yeah.
Tom was also telling me about a chip the other day. It was called Ice Pick.
There's like 1 damage. Like, who cares? It doesn't deal high damage. Why would anybody use that? Anyway, like, so, and he's like, let me show you. And he like fishes inside his overalls and pulls out a gold. It's gold plastic, but a gold battle chip. And there is a Sentai hero on the image of the battle chip, using a vessel blade. But yeah, it doesn't look like an ordinary one that you could normally buy or get chip data from. This one looks special. Yeah, good stuff. It like cost me like 3k zenny, but oh my god, I missed the promo release, and he just pulled through. What can I say?
Oh man, that's great. Yeah, so how can we get this guy to pull through for us?
Well, I mean, like, it's kind of like the down low, you know. I don't know what I can tell you. I think this is maybe a role to squeeze a bit of information out of him. I'll let you choose the route and which one of you who wants to do that.
I'll be back
Sure.
in just 1 second.
Mhm.
Okay. I mean, I feel like both Clarissa and Tom are kind of trying to go for charm here. It seems like Tom is, in general, doing a better job of actually relating to this person.
Maybe
Yeah.
Tom can take point and make an easy charm roll.
Easy charm. Oh boy, yeah. So I guess like Clarissa sort of like, you know, nods off to me and like to me to start putting on the charm.
Mm.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll before I decide what I'm saying.
Sure. No.
Nope. I rolled my 1 die and it did not succeed.
Oh no.
So close.
So
What'd you say?
So Tom starts looking down at his pet PET, and now he's just sort of reading off of it. He goes like, do you Doppler FX? I look up at him.
Yeah. His face kind of glowers, and it's like, who gives a damn about that weak bitch of the Navy?
Wait, what?
I'll beat him down any day, every day. Ain't worth my time, ain't worth my battle. They can come step to me whenever. And he gets a bit agitated.
Oh, is that someone you know?
A navvy of somebody whose ass I kick on a weekly basis, innit? He looks to the side. But yeah, ain't like I've stepped to him they've stepped to me a couple times. I've shown him who's boss, and now I've got the vessel blade, the promo vessel blade. I'm like all about it. Can't step to me no more.
Mm.
So, from
like
the
it.
information you currently have, it seems that he got a promotional copy of a vessel blade. On the delivery memo, that was supposed to be delivered to a Gunther Carmichael.
Yeah, I did notice that.
Mysteries.
Is that an alias, or...
Maybe you should ask him.
You know, I heard somebody who was bragging about a promo vessel blade too. I heard that just on the rumor mill, Clarissa like suddenly looks to the side as she realizes rumor mill is not a thing anybody says. Gunther Carmichael?
Fortunately for you, Carlos Watts is kind of stupid. So he's like, oh, you also watch, I didn't come up with a name for this. Burning Hero Flamberge. I didn't know that. No, you don't look like the kind of person that'd be a fan, but I gotta respect somebody who knows the law, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gunther is like, I swear down, favorite character.
Oh,
Who's your
yeah,
favorite
he's
character?
really great. He's like, he's in my top 3 at least.
Hmm. Like when he's transformed into the Burning Ranger. Like,
Oh, the Burning Ranger is like the coolest one.
So bad.
he is way too hyped up in the fact that there's another person who stands the show to see how fake you're being.
Which is
That's why I got-
incredibly.
That's why I got the chip, man. That's why I got the chip. Till I die.
Oh yeah. I totally understand. So
Anyway, like, yeah, so you want to speak to the guy for the hookup, right? You want to get one of these. Well, it ain't cheap. It ain't cheap, I'll tell you that.
sure.
I've tried to look into the guy, because, you know, somebody's like saying, I'm selling some chips on the down low, and you're like, that's sus as hell. I'm going to look into it. So, gave an alias, because, you know, don't want it to trace back to yours truly in it. You don't want none of that.
Oh yeah, sure.
I hope Peony did.
There could be narcs about.
Sweats. He's like, I hope Peony did that. Anyway.
What? Sorry, he said, I hope Peony what?
So he's like, I made sure that I had an alias so it didn't trait back to me, and then he said, lower, I hope Peony also did that.
Thinking
It's
about
a good
it.
thing she did. You duck. And like, try it. So, and I also, you know, did a little bit digging with my Navi, tried to track him down. No club affiliation with the name that I got. But did get a lead, or the guy who gave it to me. And he swore down that he wasn't the dealer, and he was just worked with him. But I don't know, man. Maybe it's like a double bluff or whatever. A Broderick, he's like in the electronics club or whatever.
Bro is literally in his name.
Okay, so maybe we should connect with Broderick to get a hand on maybe I could get one of those Vessel Blade promos.
You got the cash, mate.
I've actually I've encountered some good mystery data. I think I could back it up.
Right. Anyway, they're about to do a root beer keg stand, and I don't want to miss it, so I need to get to them.
Yeah, you go get him, Gunther.
Yeah. He does like a Sentai like dab. And,
Get into this thing, Carlo!
so garbage, I hate him. Why did I write this character? Yeah. Anyway, you gained some clues.
Yeah, role-playing games are a way for us to experience our truest desires.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think that Clarissa turns to Tom and is like, "Whew, okay."
So Tom is like beet red.
I think Clarissa like leans in and like whispers like, "I had no idea what that show was. I was so scared he was gonna ask me a question."
Yeah, let's. Maybe we should go find Philo.
Yeah, Philo.
What is Philo up to in the
Philo kind of knows how to
intervening
talk to
time?
people.
So I thought you said Philo was talking with the Godfather.
Oh yeah, you absolutely are speaking with the kind of like lead bartender of the hospitality club, who is not named and will probably be named later. But in the intervening time, something's obviously happened between you. Maybe he served you a drink. Maybe you're doing
okay,
a tarantella
yeah.
on top of the bar.
So essentially, I think it started out with a pretty simple conversation, and then, you know, this guy is not exactly world's most knowledgeable person about flowers, so Philo couldn't really help himself, and, you know, after he was sat down with a sugary drink to, you know, give him a bit of zing to his tongue, he started kind of motor mouthing about, you know, oh, you can see that the way the petals are arranged, it's trying to evoke a kind of tenderness, but also a kind of joy to it. And it's that kind of the contrast between the joy and the tenderness. It's like with the happiness of these parties, it's not going to last, but we're here. And
Hold on. But what does it taste like if I juice it, though?
Oh, if you juice this rose?
I mean, rose water. where do you think it comes from? I assume. I'm not a botanist. You clearly are.
No, you make a great point. And actually, that goes back to the 13th century with how the way that flowers could be used. You ever heard of reading tea leaves? Well, and he starts.
Like his expression. But he's trying his best to maintain. He's really, really good at maintaining hospitality. The changes of an expression of him being bored are micro detail level fine. You'd have to make a good sense roll to be able to notice that he's getting bored. But in the background, we see kind of like Carlos go back to the crew. That's a reasonable time for the music to fade out. That's fine.
Indeed.
And yeah, I think Tom and Clarissa join back up with you.
Hey, Philo.
Oh, hi. Yeah, sorry, I was. Wanted to join you. Got a little carried away there. Just yeah, I just wanted to explain some of the decisions that we made with this arrangement. And yeah, did you manage to track down the gentleman in question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much of a gentleman he is, but he told us some stuff.
There is a loud burp in the background.
Loud burp, crowd whoops.
He was a little sketchy with giving us direct details, but he gave us another name to check out. Somebody who's got a connection, apparently, with the dealer.
Da, da, da. I might need to be picking up these library books tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or maybe we could step out of the party for now.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time hearing you guys, and I shouldn't I shouldn't get a refill on that drink. Thank you so much. You have been so hospitable, and I am so grateful that you really like my our arrangement this much. It touches me, and I'm gonna go now. Thank you.
Yes. Well, if you hold up your end of the deal and continue to bring me arrangements every week, then you absolutely have an invitation back to the club. I don't know about your entourage. They seem a little less well put together than you. But I suppose if you can go and get me some additional botanical culinary ingredients, I might reconsider.
Philo, does a wink and taps their temple and turns back and mutters to Clarissa and Tom. He doesn't know anything about arranging flowers, and I told him a good bit, but we don't need to put in like half of the effort into this arrangement to get it next week. Don't worry.
I don't know if I want to get in. That's good.
These guys, all they do is they drink root beer and slap each other's backs and talk about these awful TV shows.
That's just...
Now, to be fair, we haven't seen that show. We don't know that it's awful.
And drinking root beer and slapping each other's backs is just a basic foundation of modern camaraderie.
I clearly
There
have a
are
lot to learn.
other people at the bar who are trying to have a nice gangster-themed time and are very annoyed.
Oh yeah, I figure we're walking out at this point.
Yeah.
Grab
as you kind of continue down the hallway, you walk and talk. Go for it.
Yeah, with holding some handful of snacks I grabbed on the way out. Yeah, you guys want some?
Oh, yeah. How are they?
Oh, really good. Sweet, but spicy.
Philo picks up the spicy pretzel with two fingers, and clearly has no tolerance for spice.
Mm-hmm. It blows out your taste buds for 30 seconds, and you think you might die, and then on the other side of it, you're like, wow.
Yeah, there's just a period where he was just like, I'm fine. Wow.
Yeah, but when the kind of like capacity of the thing kind of wears off, the aftertaste of it is actually phenomenal.
It's
But,
like the chef in JoJo where everything is horrible for like 30 seconds, and then you're like, great!
I'm thick. Yeah.
My tooth feels
Interestingly-
better.
Yeah. Oh god, your tooth just flies out of your mouth upon eating this pretzel. Ah. Interestingly, while it was really, really easy to go find Carlos Watts because you had a decent amount of information on him, his full name, his year, you only have Broderick's first name and the club that he's in, and that's enough information to find him. It's a little harder. It might require an actual roll this time.
What?
Can we do that?
No!
Lumi is 100% on this. He's already gotten his corkboard like full of notes and dots, like clear line between what is Carlos and what's the name of that?
Broderick, yeah.
No, and Gunther Carmichael.
Oh, Gunther Carmichael.
Yes.
It's like
you do a bit of cursory Googling. Gunther Carmichael absolutely does not go to the school, mostly because he's fictional.
yeah.
Well, I didn't do it.
So, but Lumi's ready to do a deep investigation of everything we can get about this Broderick.
Cool.
Okay.
Without having to do the whole visual of plugging into the square and finding the Rolodex and doing some searching, blah 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 blah. Go make me your sensible research roll, which would probably be info.
Info regular?
Yeah.
Dang, we whipping out the
wow.
dice tonight.
Give me 3 questions you want to know about this guy. Oh, first of all, you straight up get his ID.
You straight up get him.
He's your boyfriend now.
Gotta get it.
Okay, let's see.
Oh.
If I've got that's a
Oh, I
cool
look
looking
at-
dude.
Oh, wow, he's a cool looking dude.
So, since I've got 3 questions, I'm definitely going to be using one for sort of more funner stuff. I guess I'll open up with that. I want to open up his social media profile and start scrolling
Ooh.
through all his posts.
Just to check,
okay.
actually. Speaking about social media stuff, my Navi does have the NCP content aware, so when I meet a new person, I see their latest social media post, I believe is what it does.
Yes. Absolutely remind me of that so I can give you that sweet info. That
Absolutely.
man.
sweet flavor text that I will now have to remember to write in my character note. Otherwise I'll have to pick it up every time.
No worries. I just want to make sure that worked in the real world too.
Yeah, no, I think as long as you have access to Trandafair to look that up, you do.
Cool.
And speak to them. I think you'd
Okay.
probably have to start up a conversation with them to do it, but otherwise.
Yeah.
Okay, so Broderick King.
Oh no, not again. Oh, that's not a good stream noise.
In electronics
There
and fixes them. And a lot of it is kind of like pieces of
Sorry
old
for
audio
kind of
technology he
screaming,
quite likes to refurb. Oh, did that come through?
Could you repeat the last thing you said? My browser crashed again.
Sure. He has a YouTube channel where he refurbs old pieces of electronics into new ones. He has a specific taste for old music tech. You're not quite sure what a cassette player is, but he has one.
A cassette?
Oh. Hey, he's pretty cool.
This looks French.
You also managed to go and find that there is a tweet talking about kind of like, yes, if you are, he's so excited to put up this new video on how to crack a lock model string of numbers. You try to follow up on that tweet and you don't find anything else. It seems that it was probably scrubbed, but he forgot to scrub the tweet.
Huh. So so Lumi's just like got like several screens open as he's just going through all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Music,
browser tabs.
sound, like sound effects, Doppler effects.
Ooh.
I think this guy's got to be Doppler effects.
A question you want to ask?
Actually, why not confirm it? Unless anyone else wants to chip in a question, by the way, feel free to add in.
If you want that to be your second question, you look up his Navi since that's also registered, and you find that it is Gordian.exe.
Yes, I was just going to ask you to spell that.
Like Gordian knot.
Indeedy.
Wait, this doesn't make any sense. I thought
I mean, that was a solid attempt at trying to connect that information. It just turned out you were wrong.
It seems like there may be more than one student at this school who's interested in audio technology.
Oh,
Who knew?
yeah. So Louis
Well,
scratches his head and goes like,
shonen anime is full of coincidences. Now is unfortunately not one of those coincidences. And your third question.
So by the way, does anyone else have a suggestion?
Let's see, and this is specifically questions about Broderick King.
Broderick King.
I feel like because we're trying to find him, maybe like where does he like to hang out?
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
yeah.
check out the geolocations on things he's tagged in.
It's like, so I'm like, Lumi goes, okay, now here's a trick I found out. Whenever.
Oh my god. Goodness gracious. Guys, I am sorry this is happening. It's breaking my heart, I tell you what.
He's pretty good at making sure that he's not always geo-tracked. However, by nature of coming into school every day and access to locked rooms using keycards and stuff, you find that he tends to be in the electronics club room whenever it's open. You also see that when he seems to live in the student dorms rather than living off campus because you need a key card to get inside the student dorms. You also kind of notice that he seems to kind of get in and out of the student dorms at kind of odd times of day. Like 3 in the morning, odd times of day. This kid has a messed up sleeping pattern. But today is, it seems that Wednesday is not a club room day for the electronics club. And you actually see that he's in at the moment. He's in the student dorms.
And boom! I got him! He should be in the student dorms! Lumi stands up looking proud.
Excellent work, my tiny friend. Come, let us proceed to the student dorms.
Yeah, I was expecting that to be, come into my embrace. I must hug you for your successful research.
We shall dance the two-step of celebration another time.
There was music for electronic research, but okay, who cares?
What's it called?
Let's do a star wipe to the MCA dorms. The dorms are actually in an entire pause. The dorms are in an entirely separate building. Again, to the there are at least, as far as I'm concerned currently, although there may turn out to be more as we proceed through and learn out more about the school. There is the main school building. There is the dorms, there is the library, and there is the sports building, like the 4 main buildings on campus. Most things are in one of those, or are an entire outdoors alfresco setup. But it doesn't take you long to make your way over to the student dorms. There is a public area that is part of the dorms that's kind of on the ground floor. Think of it kind of like a gigantic kind of like reading lounge area. There's like a pool table.
Nice.
Standard kind of actually pretty luxe relaxation environment. There's a fair number of students here. It's approaching maybe about 7:30 p.m., maybe 8 at this time. And there's a couple of kids who it's a weeknight, so there are kids who are in. because they're not going to be too rowdy, but it's not like it would be as busy if it was, say, 6.
Okay, so
What
yeah,
you going to do?
we pop into the dorm, and you said there's people kind of hanging around the lobby.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just generally chilling out.
Okay. Is there anyone I can pick out as, I don't have to know them, but just kind of looking like they're a fifth year?
Give me a sense roll.
Oh boy. I will regret that.
Use your peepers.
Unless there's another way for me to do it, but I won't back down. Okay. It's partial success.
All right.
Oh, not bad.
Hmm. I think a lot of the people currently in the like, what's the term for it? There's a specific kind of term for these kind of like home relaxation areas in dorms,
common
but
room?
it doesn't come to mind at the moment.
Okay.
Common room. There we go. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
What can I say? I'm very smart.
There is a group of like kids of varying ages, but ranging from like 11 to 13, currently huddled up near the fireplace with blankets and hot chocolate. A lot of their like jackets and hats are by them sopping wet. It seems like they had a snowball fight outside. It is January. There are, aside from that, a couple of people playing pool, and a couple of people in the kind of like quieter study area off to one side. Like the kind of old school like green glass desk lamps and fancy wood desks, that kind of vibe.
Nice.
I have a follow-up question about the group of people in here. Do any of them, either by like jamming out or some headphones or by a t-shirt or something, do any of them seem like big music fans?
In fact, there is no... I think at this time of the evening on a weekday, it is school policy to not have music played out loud in the common room at this time of night. On Fridays and weekends, they relax that rule. So there are a handful of people who are listening to music on headphones. You do catch a pair of cobalt blue ones in the study area.
Well, I might...
Being the same shade of the Broderick's ID.
Yeah.
Reasonable guess.
Philo is certainly going to head over to... I think probably if looking at the kids who are wearing headphones, if there's one of them that looks kind of older, so it's just, you know, in the same age range as Carlos, Philo's going to ask, hey, I'm sorry to bother you, but have you seen Carlos around?
Oh, you're asking for Carlos rather than Broderick.
Oh, I'm sorry, I meant Broderick.
That's cool. It's cool. Just
Have you seen
double-checking.
Gunther Carmichael?
That show.
Love the Carmichael. I love that show.
I love that's also the name of the show as well as the character.
No. It's what was it, like Burning Ranger Flamberge or something? Which
Yeah.
I should probably note down, because I guess it's going to come up again.
In every session.
It's gonna be the
Caps
Steel
lock is
Samurai
accidentally
of
on.
Yeah, I was just thinking
Actually,
that.
I kind of like that Flamberge is in all caps the way I've typed it. That's cool. That feels actually appropriately Sentai anime enough for that. Yeah, you catch a kid where you kind of like tap them on the shoulder and they pull a headphone back, being like, yeah. And upon asking for Broderick, he's like, oh yeah, he's in my class. He's studying over there, and he kind of like gestures to the side. And you see a really scruffy looking kid. Like their hair, their uniform is all over the place. They are pen and paper writing pretty furiously at a desk.
So, you know, like, imagine the image. I hold up the picture of his ID, look to him, look to the image, back
Yeah, it
forward.
matches. You can't really see their eyes because they're leaning forward and their messy hair is covering both of their eyes. But yeah, the cobalt blue headphones and general age seem to suggest it's the right
Our
person.
dead
Also, this
giveaway.
guy said it's the right person.
Trandafir mutters from the PET, probably louder than he should. What a scrappy-looking kid.
They don't hear you. They have headphones on.
Okay, I think Clarissa is gonna try a little bit of charm here. She's going to like tap him on the shoulder, and assuming that he, so does he take his headphones off or whatever?
Yeah.
And she's gonna go, "Hey, are you Broderick King from YouTube?"
I'm trying to think of what kind of voice this guy would have. Yeah, oh, amazing. Yeah. Oh man, still watch those. Neat. That's cool. Who are you?
Oh, hi. I'm Clarissa. We haven't met before. I'm usually in like the debate club, and in the library I have a book club. Yeah, I just.
He ums in a kind of way that's like, I don't care, but he doesn't say I don't care. But...
Anyway, I was checking out one of your videos recently, and I thought I saw a comment where somebody said like, you knew how to get like cool chips.
He looks concerned, and says, "Oh, what video did you see that in?"
I was one of the like old music recording ones. I feel like I don't know if I could find it anymore.
He checks his PET for 30 seconds, and is like, "Huh, weird. Don't see it. Well, I'll check that later. Thanks. Try to make sure that the comments on my stuff is kept on topic, I guess. You know, you got to kind of curate the audience you want to see. I'm glad to have to meet an old school music fan. So, do you own any hardware?"
I've been thinking of getting into it, just because I've seen your videos. I don't really own anything right now. What's like the first thing I should get?
Oh, well, and you absolutely have to, like, record players. I know that the actual, like, listing mediums are really hard to find, but the hardware is all over the place, so you should be able to kind of, like, spruce one of those up pretty good. I actually know somebody who can get you, like, parts if you're missing stuff.
Oh, yeah. I've heard that, like, it's really hard to find some of those old audio parts.
Yeah, well, when you're, working in the industry, well, I say in the industry, maybe one day, but when you're kind of a pretty die-hard hobbyist, you tend to know the pieces. Anyway, let me know what kind of stuff you're looking for. If you do get into it, let me know, and then I could maybe hook you up.
Yeah, actually, I've been looking for a few, like, just kind of weird and rare things recently. You said you knew, I mean, I know you're not as much of a chip person, but like, this chip called Vessel Blades, there's like a promo version, and I'd really like to get my hands on it.
He rolls something. He's like, hold on, Vessel Blades, huh?
Yeah.
If it's all the same to you, I have a lot of homework to do.
Sure. Understood. Can I do an info roll to see if I can come up with any old audio parts that I gleaned from watching one of his videos?
Or you could help him with his homework.
I think that's pretty reasonable. Go and make it easy.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. Make up a part name. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll let you get back to that in just 1 second. I don't mean to take up any of your time. I just remembered one of the parts I wanted to start with was like a diamond cut stylus.
Oh. Well, that is a the thing. He's like, okay. So, what do you know? Like, okay, I'm not. I shouldn't really look a gift horse in the mouth. It's been a while since I found somebody interested in audio tech and everything, but like, it seems a bit, somebody kind of just showing up out of the blue. Hasn't commented on my stuff before, but then just find me and asks me about my stuff. But hey, okay, I'll play ball. You're asking for something else, right?
Yeah. It seems like you know somebody who can do deliveries. Deliveries of strange or rare things. Like a diamond cut stylus.
Yeah, no, I do. And what?
And I just was hoping that maybe you would have some information to pass on to me about that.
No. He's starting to look faintly annoyed.
Oh, so I think Clarissa kind of turns to Philo and Tom briefly with a look that screams, "Help!"
So I was actually kind of wondering if we were like still visible here, like because I feel like
this kind of depends on what you feel like doing. I don't need to make you kind of say in advance, "Oh, I hide." But you can absolutely say whether you are kind of keeping your distance or kind of standing within earshot or what have you.
Yeah, I think
earshot.
Yeah, and I think hearing this pause, Philo is going to come over and just say to Clarissa, Clarissa, did you have any luck trying to track down where I could get that vessel blade? I mean, if I lose another net battle, then he's gonna take Trandafir away, and
Oh no, Philo, I'm sorry. I'm not good at asking people the right questions.
Means so much to me.
Very good.
Yeah, I want to try to indirectly slather some charm onto this.
Oh yeah, no, give me a normal charm roll.
Maybe you know I will. Woo!
Nice.
Broderick looks actively disarmed by that. Oh, I mean, somebody's gonna take away your stuff?
There's a lot of people in school who are really great, and there's a couple who they just do what they want.
I mean, that he looks kind of like ruefully down at his paper. Ain't that the truth? Well, I know how that is, man. You figure that you could go to somebody about it, but not these days. And if they found out that you were doing net battling off the books with those kind of stakes, you'd probably get into trouble yourself, man. So, he sighs, takes his headphones off, and folds up his book and puts it into it. Look, if you can do me a favor, I can hook you up, but not here. Let's step outside.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And looks at Clarissa. Is she with you?
Yeah, she said she would help.
Clarissa sort of gives a very sheepish smile.
I guess maybe two heads is better than one. Well, we'll see. I'll give you the rundown. And you, at least Clarissa and Philo, step outside.
So I'd like let's see. What is the a good way of cutting in without being too rude?
I'm just picturing.
Like.
Yeah, go ahead.
So like, hey, Philo, what's the deal?
Oh yeah, you bump into each other on
Yeah.
like way
Yeah.
walking out of the building. That's a good way to do it.
Okay, yeah. Well, I really don't like bending the truth, but I did, following in Clarissa's footsteps, and now, Broderick here is going to tell me a favor I can do for him so that he can connect me with someone who can get me a vessel blade so I can win a net battle and Trandafir won't be taken away from me.
So, it seems
Honestly-
a little convoluted. I mean, I could help out if you need, some assistance.
Well, we don't know what favor he's gonna ask. I'm sure the three of us working on it together would help us do it better.
So,
I mean, certainly Philo helping me gets me out of how terrible my lies are.
yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was really tense just listening to you.
Oh, yeah, I know.
So many times where I just Clarissa, I appreciate and respect the fact that you put yourself into situations where you might not feel comfortable, and I respect that.
Mhm.
And that's what I'm gonna say for now. Let's go outside.
Yeah, you're really good at thinking on your feet. I'm envious.
You will step outside into the harsh winter air of early January. And around the side of the building, you all kind of like huddle together a little bit, partially to kind of keep your voice low, partially because it's actually quite cold out here, and you can see your breath crystallizing in front of you as you breathe out. Broderick looks around a little bit and is like, I guess it's three of you then. Well, it's fine. It's better.
I need all the help I can get.
And he raises his eyebrows. Honestly, me too. So, I don't care how much. To be upfront, I don't care how much you guys plead. I can't give you the name of the dealer. Just that's not how this works. I'm a man of my word, and they're a person of their word. So yeah. But they were relying on me, and I screwed up. He was about to swear and then scales it back. So, I help with deliveries. Or at least the physical stuff, anyway. Some of the stuff that we hand out is pretty spicy. So, we try to make sure that, or not even necessarily spicy, just valuable, you know? So...
Sure. No, I
one person at a
understand.
time. We tend to like deliver things one at a time, and one person at a time. So nobody's carrying on them like several thousand zenny worth of electronics. And I had a delivery list, and I left it in the server where we exchange info, and I came back to go get it, and it's gone. So
Wow,
I
that sounds
can't-
really tough.
I have the item that I need to deliver tonight. The delivery is tonight. It's an ice pick. I need to go and get that sent, but I can't remember where it's supposed to be delivered because I don't have the rotor anymore.
So on the mention of ice pick, Tom like just rolls back his shoulder a little bit and looks over to Clarissa.
Yeah, so I think Carissa's gonna be like, oh, funny you mentioned that.
Philo says we will investigate, and Philo puts a hand on Clarissa's shoulder and says, we will. Thank you so much. We are going to search that library and just head to toe. We're gonna find it.
Man,
Yeah, we'll find it.
Well, like I don't know. I think at this point, if I this is getting a bit hot for me. I think I can't really. The dealer's going to understand, right? And he rummages around inside his jacket and pulls out an ice pick chip. It looks like one. It looks like an ice pick. It's definitely a. I need to double check the brand because that's important. Oh yes, it's an AVB. It's an AVB Sec brand ice pick. Because different companies also sell the same chip but their own branding for a variety of different marketing and kind of delivery reason. But you can actually, all of you, give me a sense roll.
Ooh.
Clarissa don't know squat.
Sense, you say?
Philo don't know squat. Tommy knows a little.
Tommy knows squid.
You've not. You don't. I don't think. Actually, it's probably quite likely. Tom, you don't own anything from AVB brand in terms of battle chips. But this battle chip looks oh so faintly off from like other ones you own. But at any rate, Broderick actually puts it into your hand. It's like, it's too hot. If it gets traced back to me, then that's my relationship with the dealer's done. So I'll be able to get you whatever kind of was Vessel Blade, right?
Yes, it's Vessel Blade. It's the. If I
when's this net battle you have?
Well, you know how bullies can just spring on you at any moment, but I believe it's good. And okay, so remind me, what day is it in Universe?
It's currently Wednesday.
Wednesday. I think it's going to be Thursday night. Tomorrow night.
That's tight, man. That's tight. I'll see what I can do.
If that's
your name's Philo, I think I overheard. The surname?
I don't know. I haven't made a surname for Philo yet.
You can just go blah 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 blah. Basically, he's asking so he can Rolodex you and contact you later for a drop off.
Yeah. Philo says, Philo blah blah blah, student ID 72881837.
Got it. He doesn't seem surprised at trying to remember a string of numbers. He actually effortlessly remembers it. But it's like, yeah, I'll see what I can do. But not holding onto that chipper anymore. Sorry, man. If that's all, catch you later.
Could I pop content aware before?
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
I want to know what his latest public social media post was.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's nothing too surprising from the information that Lumi previously gathered. I think it is. It's a Twitter ostensibly shot of him in the art club room with a deconstructed set of turntable decks that he's about to spray paint, and he looks really excited.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to ask him, so I'll let him go.
Yeah, and he goes and trudges through the light snow back inside.
Well,
you never have an ice pick chip.
So Tom holds it up. Well, Clarissa, I think we solved the case. Like this plastic just feels weird, like not like my other chips.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Although, we only know who was delivering it, not who was trying to pirate, but I don't know. Seeing Broderick made me realize maybe pirating a chip isn't the worst thing. He doesn't seem like a bad guy.
Just for sake of table, I'm going to post the roster again, the delivery memo again, because I think that might be useful.
Sure. Well, if he wants us to find his list, should we just, mill around for a bit and then go get it to him? I guess he gave us the chips. I don't know if it matters anymore.
Well, if we give him back the chip, then he's probably not going to let us make the delivery.
Oh, true.
Also, do you really think he's going to accept that chip back off you?
Yeah.
Good point.
He said it was too hot. I think we've got a little bit of time. Let's, if there are other leads that we want to poke at, then we can do that, and then we can get in contact with this loose_change fellow and see where things go from there.
Mm-hmm. The delivery memo does have a drop-off rota.
Ooh, good. This is true.
Drop off rota.
So that's at the jail.
So, this is, I guess, a puzzle. Rather than, because this is obviously a puzzle that would be very difficult to solve with literally no clues whatsoever. Feel free to kind of make investigative kind of rolls, as well as ask questions to kind of puzzle your way through what the fuck that even means.
So, they said so drop-offs. They said you place the order by putting it in a clue in a locker. How do you pick it up?
Perhaps it is either hidden in another locker or hidden in a corresponding point in the academy. Well, I mean, trying to figure that does make sense. I can't really think of any. We don't have a jail attached to the academy.
Do you?
We don't have a jail attached to the academy, right?
I mean, some people might say the academy is the jail. I wouldn't say that, though.
Ooh.
I mean, if it's a rota, then
actually, with relation to that, Clarissa, give me an easy info roll.
okay. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So you've sat in on a couple of you've sat in a couple of classroom trials in the debate club, and some of the people that you've seen put on trial have been put into detention as a result of the proceedings, and have loudly shouted how much it's absolutely unfair that they're being sent to jail.
Actually, some people in the school actually call the detention center jail. They think it's way unfair.
I was hoping it wasn't something that dramatic, but
Something for free? Seems that there are 5 drop-off locations.
And it's 5 days of the week.
well, 5 drop-off locations and First,
Well, 5 school days at least. There's
Mhm.
only 4 people who have made a delivery. Wait, but
so I was miscounting this. Okay, well, so we have an idea of where jail is, but what about slush? Maybe it's snowy outside. Maybe it's someplace that's been getting too much heat or sun, and it's just, gotten all slushed up.
That's weird though, because wouldn't that change depending on the day? What if the weather was warmer than expected? The delivery location wouldn't be slushy anymore.
Well, I'm of 2 minds about that. I think it could be that these drop-off locations cycle so frequently that they can do that. Or maybe, is there someplace that sells slushies?
Ooh. Interesting. Trandafir? No. Philo. Go and make me a... What kind of roll is this? I guess it's an easy info roll. That's fine.
Boy,
It's your memory.
I have 1 die for that.
That doesn't mean you won't get anything even if you roll a 0.
Yep, so help me, I will flip this coin. I flipped the coin.
That coin got flipped real good.
Yeah. So, You have seen a slushy machine on campus before.
Yeah, okay. I've definitely seen a slushy machine on campus before. I wouldn't get those. There's a lot of sugar in there, and it's just.
In fact, there is a general fact that you all know. There is a general rule of not having any. There used to be vending machines all across the campus, but it meant that people left litter in the hallways, and so they eventually whittled down all food distribution machines to places that already serve food.
Gotcha.
Maybe in the cafeteria or somewhere there.
Maybe. A question. I remember it was stated what day of the week we were in previously, and it just went
It's
in one ear and out the other. Okay. So slush would be the one that corresponded if those do match up with the days of the week. Okay.
So,
This is only one way to find out.
Yeah.
we could ask Peony.
Oh, yeah. Ask her where she got her solar, where she was when she got her solar cells delivered. Because that'll give us part of the code, right?
That's true. Do you think she'd be willing to tell us that?
I mean, you.
She was pretty candid talking to you about the delivery service earlier.
She was pretty cordial with you. Do you have her like added on your PET?
Yeah. I can pull her up. I'm assuming I can. Yeah. Pull her up.
Yeah. You got her membership. You have seen her ID card and you've met her before. So it would be pretty easy for you to dig up her contact number.
Yeah, I think as I'm digging up her contact number, I'd also like to retroactively pop content aware to see what her latest social media post was.
Yeah, you get a shot of the it's a small like 7-second video of her standing like still up on the ladder, shining. It's at night at this point, shining a UV lamp onto the solar panel and then watching the sprinklers turn on as she does so, and she's like, yes. And then
Okay, cool. And yeah, I'm that done. I'm going to absolutely ring her up.
Good evening.
Hi, I'm sorry to interrupt again. just wanted to check. I'm trying to prepare things for. Where did you get those solar cells? Like, where did you pick them up? Because you didn't see him. I was just curious.
Yeah. So I got an email and it said to go on top of the gymnasium roof.
What day did you pick those up? Was that today?
A couple days ago. So it was Monday.
Monday. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, thanks. That's all. Won't hold you any longer.
Sorry, I'm totally pooped after working on the systems all day. I'll catch you next time.
Yeah. Good luck recharging.
If only I recharged as easy as a solar cell. Good night. And she hangs up.
Yeah, that makes it sound like Tom's theory is dead on. Which means I think I know where we gotta go now.
Yeah.
What kind of horrible video transition do we get?
Oof, I think you just kind of like trudge off towards the main building again, and it starts to snow, and some snowflakes whip across the camera. And
nice.
Yeah. And at this point, it's 9, and club hours are now officially over. And so the lights, which are normally always on in the building, after 9 turn to motion sensor only. So a lot of the building is now dark.
Oh, spooky.
You have the route to the cafeteria. It's not far, but you do have to kind of like make a decent trip there.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured, probably getting some definite, click clack of our shoes against the
Yeah. there's definitely like a very anime shot of like you see the dark hallway and like just the light of an open door, and then our silhouettes passing in front of the light.
As you do, there was a clink, 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 as a set of the halogen bulbs in the ceiling all turn on above you as you enter that part of the hallway.
I think a little spooked, Clarissa says a little spell to herself for luck.
How? I guess this is a general question, but also a hint. Not really a hint, just asking. How concerned are you with being noticed on your way to the cafeteria?
I don't...
You don't have to be concerned, just asking.
I feel like Clarissa's a little careless, so I feel like probably not that much. Because she's just going to the cafeteria.
I think Philo is... it's probably less of a thing of like, I hope we're not noticed, and more of like, I hope we don't run into someone, because...
Yeah.
It's like... Is the cafeteria normally open this late?
No.
Okay, so just being, Philo is very much not used to being in these buildings at this hour. He was, I think on the way there, he was kind of thinking like, maybe we'll come back tomorrow. Okay, it'll seem like we're going. Okay, that's fine. That's totally fine. And, coming into this building and just having, so much of it bathed in darkness is... He's, staying strong enough, but he's a little wigged out by it, so he's, kind of... Eyes are darting a bit.
How do Tom and Lumi feel?
So, is it like... is there a curfew? Like,
I mean, how to put this? Actually, yeah. Let's just keep it simple and say yes. After club hours, you're not expected to be inside the main school building anymore, unless there's something like a play on where people are expected to be leaving the auditorium when it's over. But there's no play on today, so you have no reason to be here this late.
So, Tom's gonna be distracted at first, but Lumi sort of quickly reminds him, if we get caught here, we could be in trouble. And sort of Tom just sort of looks around and gets mindful, like, yeah.
Wait, we could get in trouble being here?
Well, there's a curfew, right?
Oh, true.
Janitor come around and lock the doors?
And I think as soon as Philo says that, he puts a hand on Clarissa's shoulder and just kind of yanks her back. As I just imagine she was like la 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 down the hall.
Not so much la la la, but yeah. Definitely, Clarissa was 100% focused on, like, what's in front of me? Are there spooky guys? It's just so when you grab her shoulder, she's like, ah! Oh.
Making her way downtown, walking fast, walking faster.
Yeah.
I bet there's a back way to go around, so we don't, like, we don't turn on all these lights.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
That seems like a sensible thing to do. Or you could try a little bit of hacking. There's all sorts of options available to you.
So Tom's definitely biased to find the janitor route.
Philo is definitely intrigued by... Oh, man. I think Philo is definitely intrigued by the hacking route. He wouldn't be able to do it himself. But,
yeah. I think as a mini game of sorts, I will let each of you make a skill roll, either your NetUp or your Navi, I don't mind which. As long as you tell me what you're doing using that skill roll for to help you get to the cafeteria unnoticed. And we'll see how many hits you will get in total.
Okay.
Cool. Let's see. Let me take a look.
So, what would be for sneaking around?
That would be speed, IMO, unless you can find a different way to justify it.
Yeah, I'm definitely sneaking with speed.
I think Clarissa will, send Alexandria out, because I like the idea of, like, a visual of a transparent Alexandria kind of, like, walking through the walls, cutting the power to each light. We'll send Alexandria out into the net to try and keep all the lights off.
Okay. So is that Tom sneaking?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's Philo sneaking.
And this...
Since this is probably the best time to use it, I want to use my skill of urban exploration.
Yep. You have absolutely got into buildings when you're not supposed to at a bad hour and sneak. So you can push that 1 success to 2 successes. Congratulations.
Nice. Let's see how this coding goes.
Talent, not a skill.
Oh no!
Yeah, you. I think the Alexandria thing starts to work. Like, she has a big bronze sword, right?
It would be like marble, but yes.
Sword, sure. She kind of like, you see her projected in augmented reality, at least as far as Clarissa. Clarissa, I'm imposing a character thing onto you, but I kind of feel that her glasses would have kind of like AR capabilities on them.
Oh, I like that a lot.
Yeah. So you see a ghostly Alexandria kind of go and like try and cut through one of the motion sensors on the wall that makes the lights turn on, and it turns the light off, and then slowly flickers back on again, and it seems like it didn't stick. Fortunately, the collective 4 successes from Tom and Philo help you all kind of collectively sneak together.
You're welcome.
Down.
So I'd say like when the lights start flicking back on, I grab like a paper clip and jam it in. Lights go back off. It's like, yeah, it's a backup for the janitors. Just a little trick I picked up.
Low tech. I like it.
And
Seems that the amount. Sorry, go ahead.
And meanwhile, Philo is trying to. I think he's trying to get everyone to walk. Okay, Stephanie, he was saying like toe, heel, and then trying to keep everyone walking at the same rhythm to kind of mask the noise.
It seems that even though these lights are turned on by motion sensors, it's actually kind of dull. It doesn't detect fine movement, just very large or very fast.
I see.
As long as you kind of keep good pace together, it seems you don't manage to turn on any more lights. Before long, you get to the side entrance to the cafeteria. There is a 2 large red double doors. There's multiple entrances and exits out of the cafeteria, naturally, with the number of people that use it. 2 large double doors, big brass plate that says cafeteria. And as you go to kind of touch the handle for it, it's not locked. It should be locked.
Okay.
Well, let's open it quietly.
Yeah.
Just turn it very.
It is pretty dark in here. Although you see that there is somebody not looking at you, but holding a torch and shining it on one of the other doors.
I have an idea.
Mhm.
This is a little silly, but I think Clarissa knows that her voice doesn't sound at all like tough guy. So I'm imagining she like holds up her PET because Alexandria has a much like cooler, more sort of tough sounding voice, and has her say, "Loose change."
And the figure by the slushy machine in the cafeteria turns round and looks at you and goes, "Oh, well, that's a surprise."
This has been a surprising
Clarissa,
day.
you recognize the person who's standing there. She is Ashley Anderson, the chief prosecutor of the debate club.
Oh.
Intrigue, drama.
She doesn't take me that seriously. Maybe she will now. Yeah, I think Alexandria's, still playing it pretty cool and trying to be like, well, it's been a very surprising day. We're here too, and Clarissa's like, Ashley? Just totally cutting her off.
Yes, I do remember you. You're, Clarissa, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bright young mind interested in joining the debate club. Well, there's a very obvious question that I'm going to ask you, and she peers a little bit, moving the light around. Your friends is, what on earth are you doing in the cafeteria after dark? Don't you know it's past curfew?
I think we both know it's past curfew, and what's more, I think we're both here. And she presents the ice pick chip for the same thing.
Oh, you've obtained that. Well, aren't you showing your hand so early? Well, at least I should kind of reveal my own hand, as it were. And she snaps her fingers, and from behind, like a lunch lady counter, two solid hulking jocks from various sports clubs, two of them just come out, stand immediately behind her, and say nothing. Don't worry. These dogs don't bite. They're just here to make sure that if any ne'er-do-wells encountered while I was in the middle of this investigation, that my own life wouldn't be harmed. And you guys wouldn't be harming little old me, would you?
I think Philo
It's
looks genuinely offended by the suggestion.
No, I thought not.
Cut the nonsense. Why are you here? Tom is sort of a bit annoyed.
Wow. It seems the company you keep don't know how to hold their tongue, especially when speaking to a club captain like myself. But I shall humor them, whoever they are. This is a case that the debate club is investigating, and she pulls out a warrant that has been signed by somebody on the student council. We caught wind that there was somebody selling contraband within the school rather than buy Mainframe City Academy branded electronics or legally sourced electronics from outside campus, and so I am here to do a little bit of intervening. And what better way to catch a fly than with honey rather than with vinegar? I admit that it was a sizable amount that had to come out of the student council coffers to be able to pay for this sting, but it seems like it might have paid off. I'm not going to be putting you in detention anytime soon, am I, Clarissa? It wouldn't look good for your role on the debate club.
No, I don't actually. I'm not normally the person who. It's been a crazy day.
Okay, so you're runners then. The easy question is, or the question that I'm going to be asking is, who sent you? Tell me everything you know, and I'll be able to reward you quite handsomely for that. It reflects quite well on yourselves and the student body to be able to go and supply the upper echelons of the council with what they need to make sure that this school is a happy and healthy environment. So, tell me what you know, and I will make it worth your while.
So,
Make it worth our while? What are you talking about?
I mean, the student council and myself as a member of the debate club will reward all members of the student body handsomely for making sure that any kind of ne'er-do-wells or people who would disrupt the balance of MCA are caught and punished within the realms of Mainframe City Academy law. So,
Right,
so
but
think of it as an informant fee.
So we're not runners either. We've been running our own investigation. And I mean, Clarissa, we could have said. An
unofficial investigation? Who gave you clearance to do that?
oh man, I think, I'm kind of picturing Trend of Fear, sends both of you guys an IM on your PET that just says, like, please stop feeding her information with like a rose and a skull. Yeah, Philo is going to step forward and say, I'm sorry, I wasn't very clear. What are you offering?
Well, absolutely. I will make sure that in return for the information on who is running or supplying these illegal bits of hardware and software in the school, that you'll all be rewarded handsomely with 2,500 zenny each. And if you should fall into another one of your investigative misdemeanors, she finger quotes at you, I might go a little lightly on you, or at least I will make sure I will prosecute your case.
So wait, people in this school aren't allowed to investigate things on their own? Just to see what's going on?
I mean, there are ways of doing so. The Journalism Club, for example, have a right to kind of do some investigations of their own as long as they are not tampering with any crime scenes. But we don't look particularly nicely on vigilantes. And I'm not saying that you're vigilantes, you're just poor, curious children who decided to go and follow a lead. And I'm telling you that that's not necessary. I have it covered.
Why should we trust that you would get to the bottom of this?
She actually angrily glowers at you at that. Do you not know who I am? I am Ashley Anderson, the chief prosecutor of the debate club. This is my job.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Philo, she is actually a little bit of a big deal in the club.
Oh, I'm sorry. I spend a lot of time in the gardens. I don't really feel
Yeah,
that-
he's got dirt in his brain sometimes.
She sneers. Yes, I can almost smell the fertilizer on you.
Yeah,
Now,
Philo
are you
shoots
giving me
herself,
information, or are you at least going to turn over that chip and get out of my hair?
So, I guess the obvious question is, I look at her. Can I trust her? Like, is she?
Let's think about what role you'd need to do to kind of do that. That feels like a sense motive-y kind of thing.
Yeah.
I would say that trying to infer her intention is a charm, since that is the main non-aggressive social role skill.
Oh well, I don't know people, so I'd be like, this is. I mean, so Tom's like goes close, goes like, well, like we solved the mystery. You know, shrugging.
Yeah.
I mean, you trust her?
I don't know her that well. If all you want is this, I have no allegiance to this chip.
No,
I'll gladly give that
she
to you.
wants all our information.
I know, we don't even have that much.
We don't have that much, but she's just gonna shut us down. And I mean,
It seems that this is taxing your brains a little, so let me start with an easy question.
Mhm.
Who gave you that chip? That's all I'm asking. Isn't this the easiest deal, the easiest money that you've ever made? 2,500 zenny each, and all you just need to do is give me a name.
So I'm gonna do a quick side metagaming thing.
Mhm.
I don't want to be the jerk who plays a dumb character who blurts out information. But if you guys wouldn't be up against it, Tom would totally be the dumb jerk who blurt out information.
yeah.
Go for it.
I think what
This is kind of a moral choice more than anything else.
yes,
But yeah.
Sam was very quick on that trigger. I think Philo is very hesitant because he actually wasn't super invested into this mystery before. Like, he was more like, okay, I'll keep my friends out of trouble. This is kind of a fun thing, but as, you know, you could tell getting into this building, he was like, I would rather be home.
This is spooky.
But now he is getting, you know, the biggest, baddest vibes off of this character, and
Ashley Anderson, don't fuck around.
yeah, no, and I mean, I think the thing is, Ashley Anderson don't fuck around, but he...
So
I think Philo is very reticent to help. That might... So that is more like my character doesn't want to help her.
Right.
Me as
I
a-
think that is a 1 vote for not helping. Let's put it that way.
So Tom would be 1 vote for helping because he doesn't want to overthink it. It's
Mm.
like this is
Okay.
so, but I mean that's the short of it. If we're
Yeah, I. Oh, go ahead, Sam. How's Clarissa doing?
ooh, is there a way?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I think Clarissa. This is really hard. This is really hard for her. Because getting on the bad side of the debate club would be really frustrating for her. She's tried her hardest to be a good member, but meeting Broderick and realizing that, the people who are pirating the software are actually decent people. She was imagining like some crazy scummy criminal, and it's just a guy who seems really nervous about the trouble that he's in. That's really tricky. And I think if it was somebody that she respected more in the debate club, maybe she'd be more likely to give in, but Ashley has never seemed to like Clarissa. She's never taken her seriously. I think by a slim margin, Clarissa decides not to give in to Ashley.
Okay. If you wouldn't mind vocalizing that for the drama.
Sure.
Yeah, Clarissa, I'll let you.
By the way, side note, Lumi is totally recording all this.
You know what, Ashley? You always treat me like either a kid or a puppet. And I don't think I'm gonna let you this time. I don't think I want to tell you anything.
She has slowly started walking across the cafeteria towards the 3 of you, and stares imperiously down at Clarissa and is like, I've only known you for a few weeks. You seemed very interested in joining the debate club this year, and I have respected that, and I found a lot of potential in you. I still do, in fact. This is but a misstep. I'm sure you'll be more cooperative in terms of justice within the Academy in future. But for now, I must insist you hand that chip over. It is indeed contraband, and I can absolutely put you in detention for just having that. As you look at her, she leers upwards haughtily at you, and you see that there is a small thing attached to the side of her voice box. It seems her voice is being oh so slightly modulated.
Interesting.
Ashley Anderson, don't fuck around.
I think I turn to the other members of the group. I'm not opposed to giving her the chip because I don't really give a shit about this chip. But I want to see what Tom and Philo think about me handing this over.
Man, if only this was a system that had flashback plot points that I could spend.
Oh,
I know, it's a living.
She's not lying, by the way. That is a genuinely illegal thing you have on you.
Definitely. Man, I think I'm gonna do something stupid before I do something smart. I think Philo is going to take the chip and he's going to slot it into his PET.
Oh my god.
Okay.
And, doesn't need Trendafear to, use it just to, get the information off of it.
It fires. I don't think we need to do any rolling for that. It fires. It manifests what would the ice pick chip look like for Trendafear?
Yeah, so for Trendafear, I think it turns one of his arms into an ice pick, except the blades
Mhm.
are kind of like half flower petals that are
Mhm.
kind of have like a. They're blue with like frosted white ends, and he
Mhm.
tosses some petals up in the air and then just swipes through them to consume the usage of the ice pick.
Yeah. General kind of like chip metadata upon slotting it in. It gave you a general diagnostics on what the ability for ice pick will and won't fire on. A big list of brands, a big list of things. It's everything, including like AVB security brand security. This ice pick will actually work on. It would not behoove AVB security to release security breaking items that could break their own stuff, and this one can.
Here's another question: is it possible to swap data on data chips?
No, not as far as battle chips are concerned.
Like swap the contents of 2 data chips?
Yeah, that would.
Or at least not without having to sit down, take your time, and do some difficult things.
Worth a shot.
I think now that that data has been downloaded, oh my god, I totally didn't use content aware on Ashley, but it probably wouldn't change much. So
About to do a stakeout, LOL.
So I think that being done, Philo is going to pop the chip out and just go hit trend. If are you feeling okay?
Perfectly fine.
And holding the chip, Philo walks forward and kind of. So I'm picturing that. Is the Zenny in a suitcase on a table? Because Philo would absolutely toss the chip onto the table and have it kind of slide over to the other side.
Yeah, no, I think that's thematic enough for the kind of like genre of noir things where yes, there is a briefcase of Zenny. I don't know how that even works, but sure. It's like, yeah, it's paper money. Paper money still exists in this saying for this purpose, sure. Hardest to trace. But yeah. Well, it's marked money, like all actual dollar bills are apparently. But yeah, no, there is a briefcase of cash that is in the room, and you just slide the chip over.
Okay, probably to be fair, he walks up to the table and then kind of like puts it on his end and kind of beckons for them to slide the briefcase and says, "Fine, we'll make the trade."
I just watched you use an illegal piece of software, but because I am incredibly kind and communicative and helpful to my student body community, I will overlook that in light that you are assisting the debate club and the student council in dealing, hopefully, with some of this contraband. And the trade takes place. One of the jocks pushes the suitcase down.
As Philo slides the chip across, he says, "I'm very grateful for your clemency. It won't happen again."
Ooh, actually, this is a thing. She's offering you the 2,500 for a name, which you didn't give. I think for the chip, she gives you all 1,000. She still pays you, but she doesn't pay you any near as much for the kind of like information that she actually wanted from you.
Sure.
And with that exchange, he's like, "We're done here. Now go to bed like good children." And she click-clacks her way out of the room. It's now very silent in here.
Well, you solved the mystery, Clarissa.
Yeah. I wasn't quite a fan of that resolution. But we stopped a crime, and we didn't get anybody hurt.
Oh wait, the mystery was. I thought the mystery was who the dealer was.
I mean, I was looking for who was buying, but I'd certainly be interested to know who the dealer is.
I mean,
Turns out that was all a sting operation, I guess.
but I mean, they were the one who got the chip. Like, whoever's if someone's buying an illegal chip, that's bad. But if someone's making illegal battle chips, that's a lot more dangerous, don't you think?
That's true.
I
And how much would it show Ashley if we caught this person before she could?
Philo's just kind of thinking about Ashley some more and just kind of shivers and then says, "Maybe we should call it a night. I'm really hungry. I need to get dinner."
Yeah, it's been a long day. I didn't intend to accidentally turn into a weapon runner today. I think I need to go home and relax a little.
Oh, so what about Broderick? Is he going to want this? He looks. Tom gestures at the suitcase.
I think he just wanted out, but
Well,
I don't know if I really want to take Ashley's money. You two can do with it what you want.
say, you want to find the person behind all this? Well, he's going to be wanting that suitcase. Or she.
A moment of time passes, and we reconvene outside the main building again. In the snowdrifts, relatively close to a tree outside the dorm, and the wind blows across, and you see Broderick is there outside, along with the three of you in the briefcase.
Yeah, and I think Philo has, maybe suggested let's not immediately hand over the briefcase in case that wasn't what he wanted.
Okay, you cannot have the briefcase there if you don't.
Oh no,
if you
I mean,
don't
like,
want
I'm
it.
fine having it there because I doubt he was told, yes, I shall have the contents in a silver briefcase that has trimming like this,
We could just hide it somewhere.
The briefcase is thoroughly generic. It's
Yeah.
one that you can. It has the Mainframe City Academy logo on it. You can buy it from the school shop.
All that is to say, I don't want to go, here's your money, in case he was like, I was already paid, but okay.
Yeah, fair. And he kind of like his eyes widen at the fact that you're back and with cash. Oh, you delivered it?
It was
Yeah.
complicated.
But you managed to deliver it and you got paid. That's great. I didn't think you'd help me out like that. I really appreciate it.
Well, you seem like a nice person, and maybe I feel like I owed you one for that awkward conversation.
You're not the only. You're not the first awkward conversation that I've had with people who've watched my YouTube videos. So,
Philo says kind of quietly, well, I mean, I didn't really have a choice.
But
I need that chip.
he smiles politely. He smiles kind of like warmly and a little sadly at you. It's like, I'll see what I can do. But for now, I feel like I can at least trust you with this. You want to know the dealer, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I can give you a name. His name is Chris Smith. And that's the end of the session. Hard moral choices. Noir. Yeah, we did it.
We did it.
Yeah.
Sorry, that ran over by like half
That's
an hour.
fine.
But
That's good for me.
kept it.
It's if the time works for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Give
it's
us painful hours.
all good. It's all good. I was keeping an eye on it, but we made it. It's all good.
Yeah, my only complaint was method acting for saying, I haven't had dinner and I'm so hungry.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
I was aware that I didn't want to keep all of you for too long. We can, depending on what position everybody's in, we can do a bit of moment of decompressing before we vanish off into the ether,
Yeah,
or we can do that
that'd
off
be good.
air if people are starving.
I'm fine either way. You know, I'm hungry, but I can also wait a little bit.
Yeah.
I
I'm
do-
also very hungry, so I might switch to my phone just so I can go grab a snack, and I need to
Sure
like
thing.
get some stuff ready for tomorrow.
well,
But
In that
I'll still be
case,
able to talk.
I think we will call the stream there then. And,
Yeah.
Yeah. For the people who've been watching this, I don't know if they are still live. It's fine. You
we
can
have 8
absolutely
viewers,
catch.
In fact.
Ooh, we
What?
gained.
Oh, for most of this, we had like 9 or 10.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
I remember
Dick.
us having 5,
we
so
have 9
we
now.
grew up so fast.
Thanks for watching through, everybody. I hope this was really exciting. I'm going to watch the restream later so I can actually see your comments. Unfortunately, I am a
Oh,
nervous
yeah.
piece of shit and can't look at comments while I'm streaming.
Nathan,
which is
you were a
skill-
nervous jewel.
which is a thing that I should probably fix if I'm going to be doing streaming myself or whatever. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Unfortunately, this is a campaign that will be happening behind closed doors for the rest of the duration. This is just an example so people know how you might want to run a NetBattlers session, although I will admit, because I wanted this session to be giving you guys the opportunity to explore the school and see what's kind of around, I was focusing a little bit more on that than, say, fighting things with your digital shooty gun.
Yeah,
Which
Yeah.
is...
If people want to see that, then there's the recorded one shot for the stream.
Yeah.
That
from
is
the-
also true.
And I'm
So
in that
maybe this
too.
is an example. Yes, you are.
Actually,
in
most
that,
of us are in that too.
You can't be rid of us that easy. We're everywhere. But for now, let's give a round of applause, figurative or literal, if you're sitting at home and you can make that kind of noise, to our 3 players this evening. We've had Joe. We've had Sam.
Chug it.
And we've also had Will.
Oh boy. Hey, look, it's Trandafir. He's here now. And of course, I think we should call a round of applause for a fantastic GM Nathan as well.
Thank you. Thank
He gets the big claps.
He gets the biggest clap.
And maybe we'll be seeing all of you again somewhere, someday, next time. This
See you,
has been
Space Cowboy.
The Strange Tales of Mainframe City Academy. Good night.